Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Full Length Cup Challenge. This evening we're excited to bring you tonight's action, the Blackjack 400 from iRacing's virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Maconi Entertainment is here to bring you action from all types of racing, including the FLCC, the United States Touring Car Championship, and Fast Fridays. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name's Justin Prince. Alongside me in the booth is Kirk Mills with Howie Burrows working the controls as our producer for this evening's coverage from Vegas. It's been an interesting season so far, but Las Vegas the destination as we work our way from Sim City.
Yeah, man. Viva Las Vegas. Gonna go drive race cars in circles around this mile and a half, and man, the drivers are excited. I could say we got 43 cars in the field today, and a lot of cars that didn't quite make the field. So remember, it is going to be one heck of a drive, and a lot of guys trying to go for championship. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I know the drivers are excited just as much as we are.
Sean Conklin very excited after last week, obviously. Came away with the win in the Dogleg 500. That picked up his first win of the season and helped propel him a little bit in the point standings, to say the least. Paul Hill leads those driver standings coming into tonight. He's got an 86-point cut line over the postseason cutoff very early in the season. Nicholas Vroman, the highest up out of those who have won, plus 66. You also have Jonathan Delaney, Sean Conklin, Lucas Hoitzman amongst your top five in the point standings. The winners, Could Hodgson, Taylor amongst those above the cut. Below the cut line out of Benefield by -2 coming into tonight behind Joseph Lim to begin things off. So as the field gets itself prepared and ready to go, Las Vegas going to be an interesting one. It's build week. And while the updates to the Cup cars were already released with Daytona back a couple weeks ago, a lot of these competitors going to have some excitement to see how things fare out. They have a little bit of a new spotter change, which allows them to see the spotter calls up on their virtual mirrors as well. We'll see how these drivers fare out in terms of their ability across the track overall as we go throughout the night here in Las Vegas, Kirk.
You know, I'm starting to think about it, and I'm just saying that every single 13 weeks you get something cool that makes the racing different. And you're going to see a lot of these things change throughout the entirety of iRacing's existence. I just think I like that a lot. I remember playing old games on the Sims and remembering that it was always the same, no matter what you did. Unless you downloaded like a new paint scheme mod or race car mod for 2003, not much would change. But this here changes all the time. We're out here for practice right now. You can see on your screen, we're riding on board with one of the cars just out there on a racetrack at this time. Not really getting too busy, but I could say right now, again, racing at Vegas, it's just fun. But before every race at Vegas, I do always mention that this track is very dangerous in real life. And, you know, one of the scariest moments of my youth came here in Vegas. 2011, Dan Weldon passed away here in a wreck. And it's just one of those places that just is kind of a hollow ground for me. So, you know, hallowed, I should say. Again, Vegas is going to be fun to drive, but I always want to turn my thoughts towards him every time we come here.
It was a very treacherous incident, to say the very least, at the time here at Las Vegas. But now these drivers in these Cup cars tonight, less than a minute away from tonight's festivities, to say the very least, though. Field's going to have some interesting pace. Neil Pearson currently the fastest in final warm-ups at the 29.1s. A majority of the drivers are in the 5s to 6s, it looks like, on average pace in terms of normal race fly-around track times. And it's going to be interesting to keep in mind, we're expecting pit stops every single stage, Kirk, in terms of green flag stops.
Yeah, pit stops. I think that coming down pit road is going to be every 50 to 60 laps in that range. You could expect that, and it's going to be something that's just you're going to keep your eye on all day long. And it's important that we do that. We're going to watch these drivers do it, but I just can't wait to see the starting lineup here shortly.
Remember, they spent the past couple days qualifying to make sure they can get in the field. We had a lot of people attempt who were in the non-Tier 1 drivers. We had 21 attempt to get in from Tiers 2 and 3. Only 13 after the 24 punched their tickets into the race tonight. We have a field of 43 cars here at Las Vegas ready to go. Sean Conklin just so happened to be the top driver of those Tier 2 and 3 competitors and got the pole over Joseph Galata. He'll start in second tonight. He was the second fastest amongst those in the Tier 2. You also have Robert Miller alongside Bobby Anderson in row number 2. Paul Hill starts in row 3 tonight. He'll start alongside Dylan Basin, so look to charge his way through the pack. Noah Hodgson starts in 7th this evening with Neil Pearson down in the 8th spot. With Tommy Gossett in 9th, Alan Duggar, your top 10.
Sean Anderson in the 13 car will start 11th, with Andrew Dyson starting 12th tonight. Starting in 13th this afternoon will be Ralph Hutchinson in the 19 car, and to their outside Cody B. Johnson in the 08. Starting 15th, Patrick Gitter in the 21, and to their outside Matt DiCiani in the 4. Johnny Avila will start in that 63 car, 17th place, and 18th, Ryan Von Henschel in the 34 car. Starting in 19th tonight will be Adam Benefiel in the 83, and to their outside, Evan Mesnard in the 73.
Then you also throw in Yoselin, who will start in 21st. You have Cordy Porter, who made the field tonight in 22nd. Then Bryce Reiner will start in 23rd. William Owens amongst the top 24 here today in the 30 car. Then the 76, Derek Heitman starts down in 25th. 97, Lucas Hoitzma deep in the field in 26th. Paul Gallimore starts down in 27th with Alex Murray's 22 car in 28th, the winner from last year at Vegas. Wesley Napier made the field as well in 29th. Tyler Hunter rounds out the top 30.
31st, Jedi Taylor, winner in Daytona. To their outside, Rich Kleiman and the 7 teammates. Starting in 33rd, Brandon Hastings in the 81 car. And to their outside, Kevin Zosiak in the 37. Teammates with Rich Kleiman is what I was saying. There we go. Dave Hoitzman, the 79's here again. 35th starting place tonight. Hopefully he does well. Hunter Truel in the 71 car will roll off in 36th. 37th, Dustin Hall. And 38th will be Stephen Williams. Thomas Kulmacheski rounds out 39th. And 40th, Nicholas Roman.
Tanner Marty will start down 41st. In that 29 machine, Devin Medeiros in 20 car. Jonathan Delaney, the last of the field runners here tonight, will start in 43rd. And we have an issue. Reiner, making his first start of the race, crashed on the pace lap with a screen freeze. Your race info on screen, but the 25 will start down pit road because he's demolished the left front fender, Kirk.
Looking at it, yeah, that is not something you want to see. It is definitely might need to update paint there, but yeah, I can say right now that 25 car with a screen freeze, he didn't hit too hard, it looks like. Actually, no, he hit very hard. Holy crap, that was a big one. Just watch what happens here. It's going to be going into turn 1. So this actually, it's further back. It's the lap prior. But we're about to go green. We gotta get back up to the lead. We're down the backstretch right.
We'll look at that later on as the field itself will get itself sorted out here. Again, it's going to be Conklin up at the front of the field. A different look tonight for Joseph Galata, the Bigfoot Chassis Collective Machine, Miller. And then you have the classic Terry look for Bobby Anderson tonight. We're happy to have you with us here on Maconi Entertainment. Tonight's coverage of the full-length Cup Challenge just about set to go here, Kirk.
Coming out of turn number 4, it's time to get ready to go. These cars are lined up. Pace car is going to go ahead and dive down into the pit lane. Reach down, pull them belts tight one more time. Here we go through that restart zone. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Win their way out of 3 and 4 as they go. Right now, Conklin holding on in front. Bobby Anderson getting pressurized, however. One of the Ryko cars in Basin. No place to go as Paul Hill stays on the bottom in the Bigfoot machine. 3 wide offset. There goes the charge. Basin making the move and hits the wall.
Yeah, 26, I don't think, knew they were 3 wide, came up into the side of Bobby Anderson, almost caused an incident there. Saves the car, keeping it straight. Top 5 single file out as they're side by side for 6 with Nolan Hodgson and Bobby Anderson as they exit the corner to finish lap 2.
Use of apron, penalty. Brandon Hastings in the 81 car will have to go down pit road as a result. So Hastings' race starts off with a snag. Rest of the field getting pretty chippy on the radio to begin this track. You have to be able to get into a good rhythm. The bottom of the racetrack could have come into play for a lot of competitors early, but you will see the top line come in at parts of tonight. A couple of shuffles as they go here in this one, Kirk, as we continue on with the fights. You can see a lot of these drivers at least trying to avoid those 1 and 2 bumps.
Yeah, it's a very different race than what we saw yesterday in the Friday Night Lights series. These cars are a lot more planted. They're staying to the bottom of the racetrack. Very rarely are they going up the racetrack. You can see Nolan Hodgson there running about a lane up, as we see the 81 just barely on your screen in the bottom part of your screen for a quick moment there, went down pit road for the serve the penalty. As everyone else continues to fly by, there's only really 2 big areas where they're kind of too wide in some places, but Nolan's really the only one going super high up in turn 1 and 2. That 12 car just trying to gain anything he can, trying to find grip anywhere he could find it. He didn't want to try and follow the leader for long, but it looks like now he's going to settle in as the nearest side-by-side battle I see up front. You're looking at it right there. There's Tommy Gossett on the bottom and Bobby Anderson on the top. Anderson's going the wrong direction.
Yeah, for whatever reason, that car just doesn't have the fire off it needs whatsoever. Right now, Anderson starting about a 10th or 2 off the mark compared to everybody else pushing. Here in back straightaway
on the back
issue.
straightaway. The 30 car, William Owens, slow on the back straightaway, 3 wide. They're making contact. Jonathan Delaney involved as well. They keep it green, keep it straight, but they were wrecking on the back straightaway.
Damaged steering column for the 30 car. He was saying on the radio some issues there. And hate to say that you called it from before our discussions, but it just came up.
Yeah, unfortunately, that contact with Delaney, we need to get another angle of that if you want to see 100% there. That angle is kind of hard to tell. Here we go. Let's take a look at it from high above. 6 car Delaney's on the top, and he just got squeezed. Yeah, it's not the 30's fault in any way, shape, or form there. The 6 car making a move to the top lane, and the 11 car, Paul Gallimore, did not know that they were 3 wide. So that's where that incident happened. But up front, the battle for the lead starting to heat up.
Yeah, pressure is on. Galata, we know, has actually missed a couple races that he's attempted to qualify so far this season. We know when he makes the races, Kirk, he's a race-winning car. It's just been a bit of a challenge for a couple of the events he's trying to qualify in for. He's looking for the lead.
Goes down to the little apron. He makes a little bit of contact through that first part, goes into the corner. Galata, we know he's fast on the 1.5 miles. He's fast in a lot of places he goes. But right now, trying to make the bottom work, does not do it this time. Still using that side draft tactic right on that quarter panel to slow the outside car down. And into turns 3 and 4, they're still side by side.
Galata still trying to find a way to get the edge on this fight so far. Can he find a way to clear? No. In fact, nearly gets contact with Conklin. Conklin able to cover it off, and this ends up slowing him down right about the same pace as everyone else. Galata looking to try and build the run up again. Watch for a send another time. Right now, Galata making it clear that he wants to find a way to charge and make this attempt as quick as possible. There he goes to the door. Galata got the jump to the outside.
Yeah, you need that outside line to make any pass. New leader up front, Joseph Galata here on lap 11. I got to say that 99 car using the top lane is going to be something that folks are going to start noticing over the course of the run. Now, whether or not that's going to be best for your tires over the long run is going to just come as we go. And I could say right now, the single file throughout the whole field, except for right here, you see Vroman making a move down to the bottom, trying to make a pass on the 08 of Cody B. Johnson. Looks like that look at that outside line. Huge momentum. Got back to the back bumper of the 97 of Hoytsma, last year's champion. And now more battling up front. Take a look here. Paul Hill, Basin in the 84. And side by side for second with Sean Conklin and Robert Miller right ahead of that for second.
Miller in one of the SLOW machines, still trying to find a way ahead. Miller in his starts has looked pretty solid this season. It looks like his Chevy able to get the move, jump up to second for him as he gets himself back in line. So far, by the way, the fall off already up to near a full second here today. The fall off going to be something to keep an eye on here because remember, there's only a certain point you get to before, if you're the best, you're able to hold on to the speed. This is going to be the test in about 10 laps time in particular. Who's got the stuff to potentially win, and who's going to have to make some adjustments to find some long run as Basin loses some ground here.
A lot of cars started moving up to the top to try and make passes, and it's working for them. You can see Paul Hill, current points leader, doing exactly that. Now trying to go for third place right now. Using that middle lane right there in the corner to get the momentum built. He's going to suck right back up to the back bumper. Sean Conklin, I should say. And he's going to try and make a move down to the bottom. This is not necessarily the best place to make a pass. Going to the bottom is very difficult to make it stick because it's just not very grippy down there. And so he has to fall back in and settle in as Nolan Hodgson now closes up to the back bumper as a result from that checkup.
Everyone's steadying on out here for the time being. Still very early here in stage one, keep in mind. Some of the drivers who we know have the ability to cut through the pack. Nicholas Vroman is one of the drivers to give a shout out to. You see some of the battles with Hodgson still battling it out with Tommy Gossett. But Vroman, he's the driver to watch. Again, we talked about didn't have the best qualifying here today. But he's already up to 15th. He's up 25 in less than 20 laps.
All right. Talk about that. That ain't bad if you ask me. You're looking at that. Started 40th. Holy cow. Up to 15th. Holy moly. That is not something you see very often. Somebody being able to go through the whole field to make that work. But again, it's going to be a long race, and we're going to see the cream rise to the top. But I didn't think it was going to happen that fast.
This is one of those types of tracks where you expect the cream to rise eventually to the top, though, because this is one of the bread and butter type of programs. When you look at the schedule, this is our first mile and a half of the season where much of the campaign is decided by mile and a halves, and the final race of the season, a part of the chase, is, again, on a mile and a half like Homestead Miami.
Oh, man, I know a lot of drivers can't wait to go there to drive because it's one of those things that, like most race car drivers, love racing on mile and a halves. It's just something that's so much fun to do, and it's going to continue to be that way. But, well, you can start noticing, do you see that everyone on your picture is nowhere near that white line anymore? They're about maybe a car length up in turns 1 and 2. 3 and 4 might be a different story. Let's find out. Did they go into the corner? Did they go anywhere near that white line? Not quite. Lane and a half up, half a lane up. Nobody really on that white line right now as it looks like we got someone on a run on the back bumper of the 84 trying to make a run as well.
That would be Hill again. Hill lost a couple spots off the jump. You see the Ryko cars still building up momentum. No power plants building up speed with Gossett up at the top side. Able to steady on out. And we'll see how well Hill is able to maintain here. Know his boss man when it comes to the setup side, able to control things up at the front. You know, Hill's a very competitive driver, especially what we talked about in the point standings with his advantage with 3 top 10s and 4 starts this season. He's going to be one of those you have to think planning for the long run. By the way, William Owens has returned to the race. He's finished up the repairs on his car, at least for the suspension. He's still rolling with damage on the front end.
Yeah, 13 laps down, too. He's going to have a rough run for the rest of the race. Just going to ride around, try to collect as many points as he can. He actually didn't go back up onto the racetrack, too. He's staying on the apron and waiting for the field to go by, I think, and then he'll probably go back up on the racetrack. We'll see. It looks like that's exactly what he's doing, so he's just being courteous to the folks.
Yep. We're still seeing the battles on screen, though. There's Hill, at least making the noise. Trying to slide up for a moment. Hill already had an issue with the spotter call he mentioned on the radio with one of the 3 wides. That time nearly slid up in the 84. Very important to have communications right. And that communication, if you're in this camp for SLOW, is you're flying, Robert. He is right on the bumper of Galata just about.
Yeah, he's right there. He's going to have a shot here, I think, to be able to make that pass. But again, the number one priority I think that these guys have is going to be just make it to the end stage one, get as many stage points as he can, see what the long run feels like in the car, and start feeling for adjustments you can make during that time. Galata's really gone up to the top of the racetrack, starting to use that long way around, get a slingshot trying to go on by. It's not a terrible idea, and it's working for him right now, at least in turns 3 and 4. Turns 1 and 2, he's stuck right around the middle of the racetrack. And the 15, Robert Miller, by the way, I mean, last year, kind of a disappointing year to say the least. He had a good shot to, win a lot of races. He was fast, but he always had something happen to him that took him out to where he wasn't able to actually win that often. So keep an eye on Robert Miller, though, trying to do really well today, as it looks like Ralph Hutchinson, who we saw do really well yesterday in the Friday Night Lights series, making a move on Paul Hill to the outside.
Top 10 in points, by the way, too, on the Cup side. Has only one top 10, though, this season with the 19. That came over at Circa the Americas. You know, for Black Flag Motorsports, he is a good driver, just hasn't gotten the rhythm down yet for the start of the season because he had 2 sub-top 10 finishes, both in the top 15, though, on the super speedways, that struggled with his finishing position with chaos at Phoenix.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That 19 car just seems to be someone, like, in terms of getting wins, I'd like to see him get a win this year. I'm really hoping he does, but he's just got to get into a position where he can do that. As right in front of them, you see the side-by-side battle there with the 58 of, looks like that is Conklin and Gossett battling for third right now, just ahead of this. Gossett's going to take that spot away, and Conklin's going back. But Hutchinson, I think, has a good shot to be able to win this year if he has good runs like this and keeps moving towards the front. But Gossett, again, he's one of the more aggressive drivers out there in the field. And it's not a bad thing when I say aggressive. It's one of those things that just means that he is someone that is willing to do anything and everything to make a pass on you. And that's something that some folks technically like and some folks don't. We got someone on pit road right now, the 63 of Johnny Avila.
He already started from pit road in the first place tonight. Obviously, things not going to plan for him as he goes to the pit stall. Now, technically speaking, may be able to nearly make it on the field here, but it's been a battle for him in the 63 camp. As we take a look right now at Hondo and Hodgson in a rainbow color of Ryko cards in a line. You have blue, you have red and yellow, you have purple, you have the Power Rangers looking to unite and fight.
Yeah, go Power Rangers. They're gonna love that. That's great, man. That's a cool little analogy you made there. But yeah, you get that's how you can tell the team itself is doing really, really well. The Ryko cars are all packed together. Obviously, there's a couple cars that are running up ahead of them that I don't know, I don't believe that are associated with it, Galata and Miller. But Gossett, Conklin, Hodgson, and Basin, all teammates 3rd through 6th. So it's kind of showing that team's got a little something to prove here this week. If they're able to catch up to the back bumper of Miller and Galata, look out.
Be interesting, especially if they do push a little bit. I think right now, some of those drivers are a little bit more on the save mode.
Whoa, Vroman, 95 car. Yeah, he's just made a move 3 wide in the middle on Duggar and on the 97 of Hoytsma.
Oh, and he's nearly slamming into Hoytsma. Hoytsma slamming up a little bit into him. They lean on each other.
That's an opening of the door. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, not traffic. There's Avila on the fresh tires trying to come through too.
Yeah, man, what is going on between these two? They just can't seem to get away from each other's door. 97, look out. Oh, inches. But nah, he's going to make it clear. And 97 now is under fire from the car right there behind Derek Heitman in the 76. This is all back for 15th, but up front the lead is starting to heat up again. Take a look, Robert Miller now in 2nd, but Gossett's caught them, and now it's a 3-car battle for the lead.
Tommy Gossett for a couple laps was about a 10th or 2 quicker. He's now 3 tenths quicker than the leader. Scraped to the wall for Galata. The one-time FLCC winner in Galata stays up top. Miller looking to try and get the edge. Galata looking loose for near wall contact. Nowhere to go yet for Gossett. Side by side. Do they take it 3 wide? No, Gossett will follow the line that gets the momentum in the high groove.
Yeah, remember, guys, this is a long race. They're racing pretty dang hard for this lead right now, and that just means more entertainment for us. Look at that slide job. Robert Miller slides up in front of the 99. He gets a pick 3 wide for the lead. Into the wall goes Robert Miller, and here comes Basin. Conklin, I should say, down to the inside, trying to make a move for third as they're still side by side for the lead.
Small scrape for Miller at best there, while Gossett slides up, nearly spins it. Here comes Galata. He gets the crossover back. One of the best battles of the early portions of a race this season, and the 99 gets the edge again, but he is dangerously loose every time they go up to the apex. Entry apex is a trouble spot. Conklin zips by with Miller now. Gossett in the wall. Here comes the run now from Hudson.
Man, yeah, this is stage 1, and we're getting racing like it's the last lap of the race. It's awesome. Look at the 15 recovering. Man, I thought the 15 was out of it. He hit the wall pretty hard, went from first to fourth in one corner. Now he's sitting in third, trying to catch up to the back bumper of last week's winner, Conklin, trying to catch up to Galata, and I think he's going to get there, too. This side-by-side battle, anytime they're side-by-side, they're 3 wide for the lead off turn 2 again.
Nearly squished up with Conklin. He clears Miller. Can he clear by Galata? Yes, he can. Now needs to finish the job. The issue is off the corner. The bumps have been slippery and slidey. This time, a little bit of a slow up out of the corner. Here comes Galata. Both of them on the apron squeezing. A squish back from Conklin as he tries to side draft the 99. Now, they try and work it out with Galata having to deal with the bottom for the first time in a while. Conklin gets the edge, but is pulled back again.
Oh, man, this is cool racing right here. This is best of what we're looking at right now. This is awesome. That 58 car taking the top lane right up against the wall, ripping the wall. And he's going to go off the corner, and he's going to have the run. He's going to get away. But here comes Robert Miller to the outside of Galata. Just a lap before, I want to make sure we mention this. Heitman went through the grass for a short minute. Did not lose any ground, really. But he made contact with Hoytsma and got a little loose in the middle of the tri-oval, went through the grass. That was back in the back of the field, but for this lead, they're racing as hard for the positions back there as they are for the lead up here. And look at the new member coming into the battle. Nolan Hodgson in the 12. He's going to come up here and try to have some fun, too.
There he goes. Hodgson slips to the side-by-side. Pull back for Galata. Galata looking like his tires are starting to fade at a very bad time here. The more they get swarming, the more this is trouble. Viola lap car zips by. Galata, I think he's too loose. Absolutely just keeps on snapping loose. He is dropping like a stone.
Yeah, not just like that. Not at all what he wants to see happen, but sometimes whenever you recognize your car is wrecking loose, it's better to save it, get to the end of the stage, and then try and make it another lap, you know. Live to survive another stage is the best way to put it. But yeah, that 63, by the way, folks, is a lap down. He came down for tires, just as a reminder. He's trying to get his lap back the hard way. He's going to have fresher tires than those around him, and there's a good chance he's going to be able to get that lap back. But remember, these guys are driving with slight amounts of clean air. Is back here, Derek Heitman, Hoytsma, and Dyson are just all over the racetrack as they're still battling side by side for the lead. It's just, there's battles all over the racetrack. I wish we could show you all of it, but we really can't, as it looks like Bobby Anderson chooses to come down pit road.
Bobby Anderson just came down. Lucas Hoytsma just indicated a call for the pit lane this time. Window is open for drivers, and it looks like some of the drivers electing to split it evenly instead of waiting in our 10-20 laps on the tires with how the battles are going. Ralph Hutchinson coming in, Kleinman coming in. A lot of drivers looking to play it out as you see how loose Gossett is at this point of the run.
Oh my golly, I just hope we get a lot of long runs. That just right there told me that this long run car, you can't get away. Somebody will have saved tires better and they would have caught back up to your back bumper. Conklin leading this thing still over 4/10 from Robert Miller, who's recovered well from his wall contact. But you're going to see more and more cars come down pit road. Some folks go to the bottom. You can see right there, we're going to see more cars choose to come down pit road this time. Gossett is the next one to meet pit road's entry speed.
You know, everyone's starting to come down, and think about it. Do you like the idea of splitting it up the middle?
Yeah, absolutely. This is exactly it. You got to pit once anyway. If you split it right down the middle, your tires are going to be equal on both sides. If we stay green, it is a benefit to you. But if you hold off waiting for a caution and you get a caution, then in that case, the correct call is to stay out. It's a gamble. You're taking a gamble coming down early. But you're going to gain a little bit of time as you go, and you're just hoping that these guys don't stay out. Those folks that come down pit road right now are hoping that these guys stay out a little longer. As Patrick Gitter making a move on base into the inside.
No speeding penalties yet, by the way, out of the drivers of the field. There goes the move by Gitter. Relatively quiet start to the race, but it's up 11 now from 21. Galata just called for the pit. Looks like Conklin's coming in for the race lead also, so Miller will take over the point for now. Conklin a little bit close to the commitment box there.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those that just know how to get on pit road, unless, of course, he sped. I think no black flags were good. Yeah, it looks like he's just one of those guys that knows what he's doing. He's able to get on pit road quick, and he knows what the limit is. As right now, new leader Robert Miller comes out and leads here on lap 43 going to 44. Will he come down pit road this time? It looks like he's in the line for it, and he sure will. Yep, 15's coming down. So is the 12 and the 21 of Patrick Gitter. 3 cars coming down nose to tail.
Able to get down with no issue. Basin continues on with his run. Right now, Conklin the best out of those who have pit so far. Galata well down the order with a couple laps difference. Mesnarm's coming down. Maduro's coming in. I believe Jason Taylor made a pit call, but he said something about the 49ers instead. But either way, all the drivers at this point are keeping it simple on the play. The difference on tires, remember, over the course of the run, only 1.1 seconds is the equalization point tonight.
Right now, the eventual leader would be Conklin if we stay green. Keep an eye on this up front, though. Cody B. Johnson moves up to second. Delaney third. Yoon Salim moves up to fourth. A rookie making their third start. In their first 2 starts, they've had top 5. So Yoon Salim's going to be someone to watch all season. Very entertaining driver in the 67. But yeah, this is just going to be as we go through the course of the run. I think these guys have made their bed. They know that they're going to have to stay out and hope for a caution. But, Delaney hit the inside pit wall. He missed his pit box. He was the first pit box on the pit road entry, and he hit the inside wall. Take a look at that.
Yeah, that's not good to say the least. Let's take a look at it. Locked it down. Oh, he sailed it.
Yeah, sure did. Went into the wrong pit box, backed it up after hitting the wall.
Don't think he got damage from the wall hit, but that definitely cost him time. Cody Johnson, where did this run come from? One of the EPI cars able to get a rally going late. He's missed a couple races from qualification. Usually a super speedway racer and good in trucks. He's powered his way to the point.
Cody B. Johnson. Cody B. leading. That's what he's doing. I think that's pretty dang good. So, I appreciate the fact that we got the stints on the screen right here. Conklin right now would take the eventual lead, but he's still a lap down right now. Remember that. Wesley Napier's going to be the car that is at the tail end of the lead lap right now. Everyone else is a lap down. A caution right now would be chaotic. Like, it would change a lot. Not saying that it can't happen. It's happened in the past. Sure can happen again. But, yeah. Conklin, Miller, Hutchinson's going to be your top 3 if they continue this. You can see he has no one around him. He's on his own. He obviously had the best pit road entry. We saw it earlier. Barely missing the cone, but still made it.
Yep, so Von Henschel has got an issue. Connection flag. Car 34. Von Henschel, a rare connection flag. And that will see him parked down because of the internet. So that is very unfortunate. You better find a way to fix the internet quick if you want to keep racing.
Yeah, golly. Oh, here comes Cody B. Johnson heading down pit road from the lead. Dylan Basin now, right now with the 7 car of Rich Kleinman. Rich has already came down pit road, trying to get by the leader, getting his lap back, hopefully is what he's trying to do. One of his laps back, I should say. As the leader is going to be under fire here from the driver of Sean Conklin, who will take the eventual lead here shortly. Trying to go to the bottom, he's already passed him. So now the leader has gotten back on the lead lap, or at least Conklin, the eventual leader, will have gotten on the lead lap just now.
Continue with the wave as you see all the stints. This is about where we expected some of the runs to very much get to, and where we will probably see a lot of these drivers run until in stage 3 tonight. Conklin has the advantage with a 1-lap tire difference, but a 0.2 of a second pace difference with Miller on the chase. Miller not afraid to use up his tires a little bit to gain up, because he's been on average 0.3 quick over the past 5 laps and is right in the wake of his draft.
Yeah, the strategy call for these guys up front, though. Basin, Lim, Williams, it's starting to come to an end. Their party's about to be over. They really got to hope for a caution. They're trying their best to get one, but if they don't get one, it is absolutely going to be a detriment to them. They've been out on older tires a little longer than those around, and it's going to be difficult for them to be able to maintain. But again, this battle for the lead is going to start heating up. Here comes Miller to the inside of Conklin. This will be for the eventual lead when it all cycles through.
Side by side we go, and side by side we don't go. Able to settle into the door. Conklin nearly gets squished in the wall. Remember the wall contact earlier, 3 wide. Miller trades it back.
Oh yeah, man, that's good. That 15 car has fresher tires than the 58 as well. Remember that. 15 is using them right now. Got to the eventual lead now once Napier, Williams, and Basin come down. As it looks like a battle as well here. This will be for eventual third. Nolan Hodgson to the inside of the 19 car of Ralph Hutchinson. Ralph's trying to use the outside line momentum. It looks like that will work for him. He's going to maintain.
Look at that. Peek around for Hudson here in a penalty. Too many stalls entering Cody Porter. Porter picks up a penalty. His first race in a couple weeks, and he's got himself in the penalty box. But the race lead is Miller's for now. Oh, wow. Hodgson looks to join those drivers quickly in pack number 2. This is 2 seconds back of the leaders, and they're 2/10 off the leader's pace at the moment. On older tires, too, for Hutchinson.
True, and you want to have the least amount of laps on those tires. Hutchinson has 14 laps in his stint. The top 2 guys, 10 and 11. So the next best guy who has the best tires out there is Dyson with 9 laps on his tires, currently running in 10th. But he would be eventual probably like 7th, it looks like. Again, Basin comes down now, as it looks like Napier. Does he come down pit road this time? That would be the cycle coming to an end, but no, Napier stays out. Remember, he's a rookie, new to it, trying to do something good in that 52, lead a lap, and I think he's going to be able to do that, but definitely going to be put at a disadvantage. Even if a caution comes out now, it's a disadvantage because more cars are a lap down.
We've only had about 1 or 2 drivers do variants on strategy. Dustin Hall had 11 seconds in the pit stall from what I've seen. That's about it. Everybody's taking the 4 tires. Nobody's over complicating this pit strategy. Hastings already finished, hoping for a caution flag to try and get a lap back. But outside of that, only Napier is left on the circuit, continuing to lead some of his first laps all season. Look at Gossett. Remember, he was amongst those having some wiggles earlier on the long run. Going to need to steady it out this time, battling well with Patrick Gitter here in what is essentially pack 3. Been a quiet day, as we talked about for Gitter, but so far we know Gitter's got pace. He's got in 2 top 10s. Thing is, Gitter's only made 2 starts. That's why he's down on the points as we look back at the leaders.
Absolutely, and it's so much easier nowadays to miss races, but there will be, I think, something talked about in terms of drop weeks at the end of the year. We'll look into that to see if that's 100% true or not, but I remember hearing something about that. Gitter got blocked into the wall by Gossett, it looks like. Tell me about that, Justin.
Front straight away. 21 got the run. 8 blocked last time by the flag stand. This time he slams the door in his face. Let's take a look. This is what sparked some tensions here. Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I mean, Gossett didn't want to lose the spot.
Do you remember I said Gossett was aggressive a little bit ago?
Yes.
That might reinforce my statement. He is willing to try and do anything and everything to maintain position. It does not matter who you are. He will do everything in his power to maintain, as it looks like Napier comes down and the cycle will have finished.
And Gitter shows his disappreciation by slamming the door directly into his face, saying, "Thank you very much, I'm going to run away." Gitter, by the way, 3-lap fresher tires in that fight. Miller leading his first laps, by the way, on the day. Another driver who picked up a win last season. A couple of them, in fact, in 2025. But consistency was what, remember, cost him the opportunity before those wins started rolling in to make the postseason. So far, he's got himself one good finish, two top 30 finishes, 38th and 40th in his other two starts.
Yikes, yeah. It's about finishing the race. In order to win, you must first finish. That is important. So 15 car, after 4 races, 4 different winners, there's a chance we might see another new winner today. Conklin's fast, though. Hodgson's fast. Hutchinson's pretty good. And we're going to see fast cars come and go as this race continues to go through. But I mean, it would be cool to see Robert Miller go out there and try to get a win early in the season. 15 car doing a good job right now, but Conklin, I think, is actually gaining on him. It looks like I could see a little faster for that 58 car.
Seeing some of the drivers on freshies starting to make moves, by the way. We already know one of the drivers going to be flying is this 84 machine. See how far Basin is able to get here, because right now, here's the thing. You know where his pit call put him? 24th. He was up in the top 10 before. Big difference compared to this battle on screen, where some of the drivers still look to spar it out, and where drivers like Napier cycled after the pit stop to put him a lap down, a couple in fact. 36 is where Napier's running.
But if we could pull up the stints, that would actually be very helpful for us real quick for this just to see the laps. Once we have these stints up, take a look right here. Even though that driver, the 84, came down way later than these leaders who are out there for 20 plus laps, 20 or so laps, you're going to see in the bottom part of your screen as it cycles through, outside the top 20 right here, let's see when it pops up, Basin, 8 laps on his tires. The leader has 20. So he has to make up 14 seconds with about 12 lap fresher tires. Maybe that's possible, maybe it's not. Well, we're going to find out if he's able to gain any amount of time on those fresh tires. But that time is on his side a little bit. He has to make it a lap 80. So we have about maybe 15 laps before that. I don't think he's going to gain seconds here. But, again, I think it's going to be something to keep in mind. That these guys on older tires that came later might be able to catch back up and try and pass as many as they can with the fresher tires. Cody B. Johnson is one of those drivers that I'm thinking about doing that with. He's up to 9th right now. He has way fresher tires than those around him, and he's going to keep moving forward, I think, throughout the rest of the run.
Adam Benefield, by the way, you see his battle on screen with the stint differences popping up. But this is amongst those in the top 15. Bobby Anderson, remember, qualified well tonight. Just the race tempo hasn't been exactly there yet for his Black Flag Motorsports machine. My understanding, having some power from the Renko side over the course of this season as well. But right now, Anderson needs to figure out what the others are doing to get in the same ballpark on speed.
Yeah, Anderson, I got to say about this 5 car here. Remember, he came down pit road first out of most of the folks. He was the first on pit road. So that's not going to help him in any way, shape, or form. He's just going to have slightly older tires than those around him, and he's going to have to work a lot harder. Being the first to make that decision is nice, only for the laps that people are pitting. And now we got Delaney on the radio saying something's going on with the 6 car. Not sure what that was all about.
I think there is something that popped up. From what I can tell, nothing was going on around the 6 at the time of the call.
I'm not seeing anything either. Yeah, he just went on the radio and started chatting for some reason. It was a little unusual. You don't hear Delaney talk unless he's ticked off very often.
I think he feels he got arrow blocked, if I understood the words correctly. Heitman is using as in he runs the high line, takes away the opportunity, dirty air fed on the exit, forces Delaney off the gas. Also known as racing.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. That's a good answer. Yeah, that's racing. There you go. We're on board right now with Conklin, as he's trying to make that outside line work. And you can see Wesley Napier, the car who waited the longest on the inside, trying to get his lap back. It's imperative that
Caution.
Wesley get hit.
We have an issue.
Is out. He's not going to get it. Oh, and it is Zodiac sitting, doing burnouts in the middle of the front straightaway. What's going on here, Zodiac?
He was in the grass, but he did slide a good bit. 35th spot is where he is now, and he slid onto the surface. That brought out the caution as he went around.
Strictly an observation, that 37 car has been in an incident in every race he's started in this year.
Well, now what do? You have 10 to go coming up in the stage. Do you take the set now? Do you stay out on the track? Do you take two tires? Do you burn a set?
It's your choice. The thing is, these guys that are up front, it depends on what stage points means to you. If stage points mean something to you and you absolutely want them, take tires. Take tires right now. You're going to want them. All right? But if stage points don't mean much to you and you just want to try and go for the win of the race, save a set. Don't take tires. Simple as that. Take 4 fresh good ones if you want the points. Take none if you don't. Some folks are out here just trying to get wins. Some folks know they're not going to be able to make every single race and go for a championship. So you're going to see split strategies. Some folks might come down, take 4, like Gossett. Gossett stayed out. So I don't think that's something that you would expect otherwise. So some cars will stay out, some won't, but more and more cars will make that split decision.
A little bit iffy on the stay out, how it's going to play out strategy. You're talking your 30-lap hole tires, by the way, for them.
Conklin, Dyson, Galata, these guys all stayed out.
Conklin overran his pit stall, was about to say on his service. Zodiac rolled through pit road. Majority of those who just pit elected to take some 4 tires and fresh fuel goods on their service. The first out of the pit lane, Robert Miller, but he'll be starting 18th at least on this restart. That's a lot of cars you have to pass in what's going to be probably 8 laps.
Yeah, which is another problem here. With everybody staying out, that complicates the decision even more. You're absolutely right, to the point now where staying out looks to be the right decision. More and more cars are going to be between you and the buffer. So Vroom and Dyson, Galata, and Gossett looking pretty right now in the front part. But if Miller's able to make some bobbing and weaving and go through this field quickly, oh boy, look out. And also, we haven't seen a restart with old tires yet up front. Is that going to cause an issue? My guess, Tommy Gossett will wait really late in the box to hit that gas. Very rarely does anyone on old tires go early in the box. If you have old tires, you're going to wait and wait and wait until that last line, then you go. That's going to cause a stack up, going to slow down the cars behind you and give the cars that are on fresh tires the absolute requirement of slowing down. So that way they don't run into the car in front of them, giving you even more space to try and get away. So it's a tactic that can be used, and it's used often in sim racing, which is kind of not something I necessarily like, but at least you can start looking at it. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. Maybe Gossett goes early, but I'm willing to wager he'll go late in the box. Keep an eye on the 8 car.
Might see some tire spin pop up also. It's Gossett and Galata who will be on the front row for this. Dyson, who's been quiet tonight, will start alongside Roman. Delaney's now got track position with Benefiel. Anderson, Basin, Sean Anderson is someone making a start tonight for EPI. He's in the top 10. First time mentioned that name today. Neil Pearson also on the older tires. A lot of others are on that same game plan, saving a set. A lot of those cars, 6 remaining. The drivers who pit are down to about 5 sets remaining after stage 1. We're about to find out who gets stage points here coming up to start lap 73. Pace car drops off. Gossett in control. Green flag is out. We're underway. There's the launch, and no one else kept up.
Yeah, very early in the box. Very early in the box. Now, that might be to his detriment. It might be to his benefit, as they're going to be almost 3 wide behind him. They settle it out as they head through turns 1 and 2. Look at that. They're 3 wide in the back. The fast cars trying to get through the slow cars. 3 wide for multiple lanes. The 15 car kind of stuck in the middle. Can't go anywhere. Keep an eye back there. It is going to be quite a ride for the 15 car going forward if he's able to.
Gonson running the top, but Conklin cutting his way on through. Little bit of chaos still as Conklin rolls the bottom 4, makes his way 3. He dives inside while some drivers continue the pressure up front. Conklin is already in the top 10 for stage points. Second on the strategy is Ralph Hutchinson as we work our way through to 6 to go.
Yeah, that 58's going to get to the lead, no doubt about it. He's going to end up winning the stage with the fresh tires. I think he's going to get there, no doubt about it. But you can see they're, holy cow, all over the track. 3, 4 wide in places. This is where it gets real dangerous, folks.
Nobody spinning around in the back or anything along those lines. They're running 3 wide to the very back. But up front, Conklin, he sees Daiso miss the bottom. His Conti-powered machine slides up. Mason slides up 2. Conklin up to the top 3. Hutchinson now feeling pressure from Cody B. Johnson, who is now up to second on the Frushies. Where did this speed come from now on this part of the run? He battled out with some of the drivers in stage 1 earlier before pit stops. Johnson did. He's now joining us. Miller's also coming up through the field.
Oh, this is just entertainment at its finest right here, folks. 58's going 3 wide to the bottom for the lead. He's going to make that pass easily. 8 car of Gossett goes into the outside wall as it looks like Cody B. Johnson again is catching up to the back bumper of the 58 of Conklin. He's going to get there. He's got a little bit of draft on the front end. I think that 08 has a shot at the win here of the stage. He has a shot.
He's got an opportunity in the power wash machine. Miller clears Gossett. Contact on the send up as Galata keeps it side by side with him. 4 laps to go in the stage. Cody Johnson looks to reel things up. One of the top drivers from EPI stable in official races. He looks outside. 3 wide behind him as a mixture of drivers on old tires and new tires come through like Hodgson. But the battle is still on. 3 cars for the lead. Contact between Basin and Galata.
Yeah, constant contact, but this lead is really starting to heat up at 08. He tried the very top line in turns 3 and 4. It didn't work for him. He's going to gain momentum down the back. Is he going to make a move to the bottom this time? He sure does. He's going to go into the corner on the preferred lane on fresh tires here, but the 58's going to try and carry the momentum on the top. I think that's exactly where the 58 wants him, but not for this corner up here. Still using side draft. He's going to slow that 58 down. Cody B. Johnson. We don't see him up front very often, but he has a shot at it. Down into turns 1 and 2. Little through the bumps there. He's going to go up the hill. Look out. He's still on the door.
Still not done for the opportunity. Coming up to 1 to go in the stage this time. Still to the door. Nearly got to the numbers. Johnson did. Now here comes Ralph Hutchinson. His Black Flag Motorsports machine looking for 10 stage points here. 1 to go, stage 1.
Well, they catch the 58. 58's trying to block both lanes here. The 19 car and the 08 are side by side. That's all he needs to see in his mirror. 19 couldn't hold it. 08 goes back up the racetrack. As they're trying to hang on to the cars back there, Gitter goes all over the place. But coming out of turn number 4, they're going to be coming to the finish here.
Stage 1 coming up to a close. Sean Conklin drives through the field for 18th to get the green-white checkered. Ralph Hutchinson 3rd. Cody B. Johnson in front of him in 2nd. Noah Hodgson was 4th. Miller in the top 5. Basin. Alex Murray drove up to 7th. DeCiani, Lim, Lucas Hoitzma. Your top 10, it appears, at the time of stage caution. Although it was a battle between him and Galata initially at the time of the green-white checkered, that 10th spot might be checked upon by race control.
Can we pull up the stints real quick of like with that bar to see how many pit folks that came down and took tires? All right, let's take a look actually back a little further at the screen freeze we saw at the beginning of the race from Reiner. We need to see that first, and then we might be able to check a look at the other thing here. Let's see if we can't pull that up here.
Allow that to get queued up here as we slow down for the pace time situation. So as we continue on, see a wave of pit stops. So this is going to be at the start, remember, of the gridding procedure. And this is why Reiner on season debut is your first DNF of the day and one of 3 cars out. It'll be the 30, it'll be the 25 rather, right into a hard left into the wall.
Killed the car. Yeah, but that paint scheme, by the way, was just not loaded in 100% correctly. He was running a different paint, but yeah, when you can't see like that, you kind of just hold the wheel and hope that you don't hit anything, but yeah. And his screen probably came back probably around here, yeah. Not something you want to see happen at all.
He was a driver that picked up a Division II C Open Championship last year. As see what the paint scheme may look like. I can tell you, based on his side, it's a Conti color machine. The paint schemes are thinking. Drum roll, please.
That's the best I can do for you.
Well,
it's not loading for our producer. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah.
We were asked to do a drum roll before anyone's wondering why we just did that. But, so, top 5 stayed out for on the racetrack. 2 tires Miller. Everybody else took 4 just now, Kirk.
Yeah, I was hoping we can get the stints up so we could see where the top 10 had, like, last pitted the folks in the stage. But it looks like that those that did come down pit road staying out would also be a pretty good tall tale sign to see they stayed out. Take a look here. You can see right now, that's our current top 10. The guys came down on lap 70, except for Basin. They're in the 84. And it looks like that they only have 2 stops versus everyone in the top group there. Some have 2 stops at the very top, and then third stop just now to top off on gas, I think. Not necessarily for fuel, for gas. But either way, it was whatever it was. I was so ticked off, man. Watching that paint scheme, I was so hoping it was going to show. On my end, I see it. It's fine, but dang, it's not popping up. It's one of those moments probably going to be on a clip somewhere.
So we're out 1 to green. So Alex Murray is the one on the outside of Ralph Hutchinson for the restart. Lucas Hoytza will start alongside Matt DeCiani. Patrick Getter alongside Miller. Conklin alongside Johnson. And then Rich Kleiman coming out pit road. Hodgson and Basin are your current top 10. So we'll find out how well these drivers who are preserving a set are going to fare out here. Obviously, the pace is going to be a little bit different on this short run by a few tenths per lap. But I'm really curious how 2 tires works out for Miller because it wasn't that bad of a difference on the lefts.
Yeah, no, not that bad of a difference at all. Good point to bring up there. This restart, though, is going to be kind of telling. We're going to see what these 13-lap old tires are going to do compared to these 1 lap, to these guys that did not take tires.
So let's find out how this will play out for Stage 2 racing to lap 165. So we're distance offset by 1 lap here in stage number 2. We're back underway. Black Flag versus Precision on the front row. And the Precision Speed Solutions machine, and Murray looks to try and find some ponies. He's got some hard pushes from Hoytsma, who's got hard pushes from Miller, who all shuffle him up to the top line as Murray moves up to the top. 4 wide of the heart of the field. Screams of 4 wide over the radio from Lynn. He tries to back out of it as this is chaos with Murray having to move out of the way.
Yeah, no doubt about it. These guys are just trying to get all they can get on these restarts. That's the only thing you can do, knowing on the long run it's so hard to easily lose spots. They're going to be 3 wide, 4 wide in places, and that might cause trouble as Cody B. Johnson hits the wall going into turn 1, keeps the car straight. But, oh man, this is the sketchiest part of the race right here on these restarts.
Side by side, 3 wide, in fact, a couple rows deep. There goes the run for the 58 of Conklin. Now setting things up as Basin. Remember, Basin fell back long run. He's looking to try and take advantage short run. Mind you, Hutchinson and DeCiani still on older tires in front of him. Murray losing a couple spots to the Ryko cars as they zip by on the outside. Hard hit for Basin.
They keep it straight, though. That's the important part. These things are tanks. They can take these hits a little harder than most. Man, that 08's making that middle lane look pretty dang good. Trying to make the shoot in the middle. Right now, you got Hoytsman on the top, Gitter on the bottom, Galata on the tail end, and oh wow, he just slid right up in front of Hoytsman. Man, it's just fun to watch, man. They're all over the dang track. DeCiani trying to make the top line work for third. It's going to work out. New car up front. We haven't seen DeCiani up front that much at all.
I think they're being very cutthroat. That's kind of the way you have to be with this type of racing. If you see a gap, you have to take it without wrecking yourself. And a lot of these drivers know with the tire differences for a couple of competitors, you've got to go. You've got to fly. And that's what we're seeing now from Miller and Cody B. Johnson as well.
If gap, car.
Problem is, if gap plus another car equals usually contact.
Who cares? Yeah, I can handle some fender damage. I'm good. Just put it in there. Go get some spots. That's how it works. DeCiani, though, going the wrong way. Side by side for fourth and for the lead. Here comes Hutchinson. Basin to the inside, trying to make a pass on Hutchinson.
Basin does complete it. Dylan Basin, who's led 11 laps so far, all from the earlier pit strategy in stage one, now leads with the rookie stripes on. Rookie stripes 1 and 3 on the racetrack at the moment, by the way. Find out how well Conklin wants to play this run. Remember, Conklin waited for the battles to cool down for his tires to attack. Miller saying, who needs tires when he can get spots? The two tires are still working like a treat for Miller to gain spots.
Man, I'm most surprised with Cody B. Johnson, man. I did not expect to see that 08 up front at all today, but he has got some speed, and he might be a competitor for this. He's right now, he finished second in the stage, running top 5 now. Cool to watch that 08.
Yeah, well, look at this charge we've seen today. It's been impressive from him. But it's going to take a lot of work to get that machine to victory lane. Just not able to clear up by the pass, and here we got in front of Gossett there. That was a little bit close in the clear.
Too close for comfort.
Yep, keep in mind, Johnson in his starts hasn't had the best of luck, by the way, in terms of the results. 38th when he raced at Daytona, finished 22nd at Echo Park, 26th at Coda. So expecting big things from that 08 here tonight. If the speed does carry him forward, he is the highest up out of those on an EPI power plan, at least publicly, here in this field tonight.
Wow, man. You know, I'm starting to look at this racetrack, and I'm starting to see the lanes darken in a little bit. You're going to start seeing more and more of the rubber getting rubbed into the track, and that's going to change the way the track drives. More rubber on the track changes the way the cars will handle, and it's starting to show. You can see the 3 different lanes starting to show up. Oh, in the back of the field, 1 car's loose. Wesley Napier saves the race car, loses a bunch of spots in the back of the field. The 52 car almost wrecked it off turn 2.
Yeah, Napier having a little bit of a sketchy moment. Remember, led laps earlier on strategy. Let's take a look at what happened to one of the newer drivers in this series. Got loose.
Yeah, arrow loose from the Jedi Taylor in the 60 right on the tail. And just saved the car, but fell back quite a bit there.
Yeah, now, Hutchinson, all of a sudden, he was looking solid and holding on to position for a bit. Now his tires starting to show their wear and a little bit of their age here. Start to drop back behind the top 3. Galata yet again on the charge. We'll have to see if he made the right adjustments here with the track temperature to be able to hold on long run. Setting things up with Conklin for second.
I'm starting to notice now that we're getting a little more calm in the field. A lot of cars still stay in single file now throughout. Some places still are double file, but I'm seeing the majority of the field being single file. Except for right here, you see Vroman up front, of course, with Nolan Hodgson in the 12. Side by side, now a battle here for second. They're 3 wide back here. The lead is the most entertaining so far. There's a few spots that spring up, but there's moments where it's single file for a while, and then it gets 3 wide, and then it goes back single file. It's kind of wild.
I mean, Las Vegas is one of the better tracks when it comes to this type of style racing. You could very much argue because, for whatever reason, just with the mix of the air temperatures, the track conditions, but also just how the banking blends around with this cookie cutter oval, as it, I guess, used to be able to call with a lot of the generation races and tracks from this time. It provides an interesting product of racing for this package in particular. Looking right now, still at Galata now in the second spot, by the way. Top 4. Right now built up a cushion of about 4 or 5 tenths from Gossett and company in their respective battles on track. So still, only about 20 laps or so coming up on the strategy so far. Look at another one of the EPI cars. Remember, Sean Anderson tried some different strategy at the end of stage 1.
Oh, off turn 4! The 73 of Mesnard going through the grass.
Mesnard mowing it right now when we stay green. Mesnard spinning. Mesnard locks it down though. No one else is around as grass goes flying. That 3D grass gets some tire ruts in it.
Take a look at the 73 who was side by side with Bobby Anderson right in front of Paul Hill. Just gets loose. Goes down, misses pit road barely. That would have been a penalty. Glad he didn't go through it. Tries to go back up the racetrack. Gets a little loose again and he controls the car and he decides he wants to mow the grass for free. I'm sure that they appreciate that.
Yep, all they go, battling out at this point. Some intense battling. So all this, as they battle at this point, you have to wonder what were some of the drivers like Vroman now put their attack. Remember, Nicholas Vroman was one of the hard chargers. Obviously, the higher you go, the harder it is to make passes, but Vroom is setting up some opportunities here amongst the top 6. Change for the race lead nearly again. Galata's trying to cross things up on the road.
Man, we're starting to, like, it goes for this phase where it goes like, you know, things get single file, then they get back to double file, and then they go stretch out, and then now we're getting 3 wide again. Look up front for the lead. Three different lanes for the leaders. 3 wide, they switch in the lines. Right here, this is the most entertaining I've seen all day. Basin, Galata, Conklin, and Miller. Watch this 4-car battle. It's going to develop more and more and more, but you can see each one's running a different lane. You cannot run behind someone else and expect to be fast here. You gotta run a different line.
That's why Galata's preferring the middle here. Now Basin aero blocks a bit. That helps out Conklin dive inside, but he gets squeezed. Conklin holds grip, has to settle back behind. And I think at the very least, again, best chances get to the outside, but the problem is, easier said than done, especially with the driver below, works it well. Benefield, for example, you see he's working the bottom of the racetrack very well. Gitter, who's trying that high line, couldn't get anything built up there.
Absolutely. Not able to get that outside line running yet. But I think in the next few minutes, we're going to start seeing this close up even more. Gossett's going to join the party. It's going to be a 5-car battle. And this is where it starts getting funner. A little after lap 20. Look at that, to the outside. Galata's got it on Basin to the outside. Had a nose during that entry to 1.
Slide up for Basin. Wiggles the nose. Holds on. Still playing good defense. All of them rumble at the top of the racetrack this time. Conklin having to back up his corner with the aero wash. Now Miller gets to the side trap for his sake. Couldn't pull back. Some good battling here as we still have 60 to go in the stage. We are still about 20 laps until the estimated window for when we might see drivers split the stage in half again. This is allowing drivers like Vroom to close their gaps again to all of this as the rest of the leaders stay grouped together. No one really running away this run. Hearing a little bit of tempers may have flared up. Benefield having some apologies over the radio just now with Sean Anderson, by the way. That was in the battle going on for 12th position. A little bit of a squeeze play, possibly. Can't confirm. Benefield ended up sliding up and closing the door in front of Sean Anderson. Answer in response to the apology, okay. As in, I think it's okay because he was clear. He was well clear. And it wasn't. Then still slams the door. Actually tried to avoid slamming the door once he realized what was going to happen.
Man, you know, back here in this battle, I mean, it's kind of wild, but up front, it's really wild. The 15 car just got loose into the outside wall. He just hit the outside wall up front. Now he's lost a lot of ground. 8 car, Gossett tries to take advantage of it. 15 got real loose with the 58 on the tail end of the bumper off turn 2 that time.
Conklin zips on through, meanwhile, right back in front of Vroom Vroom. A little bit of chipping is coming into play as sliding up the track goes the 8, nearly knocked the wall down. I think Gossett's starting to feel that issue. It's same for Galata. It's time for Galata's rears to light up. He gets loose as we have a bobbler at the back as well that holds on at the moment. That bobbler was Hunter Truell.
Got a new party entering this battle, too. I'm starting to see Delaney catching up to the back bumper of these guys. Delaney's trying to get by Cody B. Johnson back there. He looks racy right now. I'm getting a view of that 6 car. He looks like he's trying a lot to get forward. And when you can just look at a car and you see it's fast. I think that's what's going on with the 6 of Delaney right now. He's kind of got a little extra speed than those around him. Let's take a look and see what happened to the 15 going off turn 2 just a couple laps ago.
Yeah, right. Nearly grazed him.
Not just that right here. Watch this right now. Yeah, that could have been big.
Yeah, that could have been a big argument in the motor coach after today.
So could be.
I mean, apparently every single driver in the field spends a lot of time, including several of the setup owners and team owners in the motor coach. Never done that myself yet, Kirk, but from what I heard, it's electric. And tempers can fly. Mason's in the wall. Mason spins for the race lead into the fence. The 84 holds on to it, but Mason loses the point.
Yeah, he's way off the pace. Something's wrong with that right front tire. What happened to the 84 up front? He was under fire from the 15 of Robert Miller. Going into the corner, I'm not seeing anything out of the ordinary yet. Looks fine. He just got loose on his own. Overcorrected in the outside wall. And I think that's going to hurt his chances here if he doesn't get that damage fixed. New leader, Robert Miller. Yellow's out.
Devin Medeiros going around to the back straight away. And he had some help. Johnny Avila got into his left rear after Medeiros hit the wall. It's not been a great day for Avila. You expect a lot more from Johnny Avila, based, at least from my experience working with him in the past.
Well, from my experience, if you're the 63 car, they're coming at the racetrack, and I think really that it's a racing deal. That 20 car got up into the outside wall, and when the 20 car hit the outside wall, he came down like about a quarter of a lane, very, very slight. And not to mention, but not to give any, pass any blame away or anything. I still think the 63 was a little too high for that as well.
Could argue both arguments being correct.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's both ways.
But believe this may take care of the pit stop, possibly.
It sure does.
Stage. Everyone's coming down.
And that's a big break, too, for Basin. With that hit to the wall, he can fix his damage now under caution, which is a lot better than having to fix it under green.
We'll see how long he spends in the pit lane. Hearing Adam Benefield has a sputter issue. He was still able to make his pit stall. Everybody else taking 4 tires. It looks like no devariance on strategy. Tommy Gossett actually had a quicker pit stop. Was able to get 4/10 quicker than normal. And that got him second best at a pit road. That was on a 4-tire pit stop. Not sure how Gossett was able to save an extra little couple tenths.
I'm starting to have a little suspicion, but not about him or like his team or anything. About iRacing specifically, is there a trick? Is there something that racers can do to increase the speed of their pit stops? That's something I've always been curious about, because I see like some guys are just constantly able to get fast pit stops, and I always was curious on what are they doing different? How is it just luck? Is it a whole bunch of luck? I have no earthly idea, but it's something I've always been curious about, and I'd like to read into how they actually do that on the sim side of things.
The interesting thing in all of that is I know for the pit box, there is a certain range or a window of you're perfect in the box, you're off by a little bit where your pit crew has to shuffle over, you're off by a lot where they have to shuffle a good couple feet. The green, yellow, and red boxes. Green box means you get a very fast stop, perfect execution, off and away. Yellow stop, which means you're a little bit off by a couple tenths, a little bit slower. You're off by an extra second of the pit lane if you're against the red zone, arguably, when it comes to pit stops. I know, too, that it's also down to maybe how much fuel you put in, if you take the full tank versus, say, if it a little bit less in terms of what you're done off the tires if you need a full tank. Heard windshield tear-offs also can come into play. Save an extra couple tenths maybe with the windshield tear. Not turning on the windshield tear.
Really? Wow. Well, wouldn't you know, I had no earthly idea that was even possible.
And, of course, remember, some of the drivers, the speed limit threshold is technically 50, or rather, for tonight, to get your exact speed limit for tonight's example is 50. You go to 50.5 miles an hour you can play around with, save in the lane itself. Some people do that, some people keep it safe. And as Ryan Van Henschel also would say, fuel also big for that calculation how much you actually need to put in the tank. But Conklin and Gossett are 1 and 2. Ryko cars did not get a count that time though. Galata and Vroman 3rd and 4th.
Everybody on fresh tires are going to get all they can get early. Remember, we saw this on the last couple of restarts. People trying to get all they can get. People making adjustments to their race cars. This is their chance to do that as Nolan Hodgson hits the outside wall, goes backwards.
Hodgson not the greatest to fire off there. Basin already ripping the lip. He's looking 3 wide. Delaney gets into Heitman. That was a tight squeeze, and Basin's in it again. Oh. Basin into Hodgson. DeCiani spins out. Basin up the racetrack, and they all start stacking up as more drivers like Marty go around.
I saw at least six cars going around there. Take a look right here. The 84, Delaney in the middle. Delaney's been real aggressive. 84 on the top. And 76 might not have known that they were 3 wide. Heitman was there. The 12 car got into DeCiani. And the cars going everywhere trying to avoid contact. I'm going to try and get a full count, but what do you think, Justin?
Well, definitely a tight run. No meatball flags. So minimal damage for a lot of the cars involved there. Got a feel for Basin. You fix all the damage, if you have any. You'll be able to get into the next one and definitely add damage. You definitely have to spend time down in the box now.
Absolutely. Gosh, man, this type of wreck is always a pain to watch because it's just, it's just a misjudgment. 76, Heitman thought he was 2 wide. He ended up being 3 and didn't know it. And that's where that squeeze came in.
Yeah, that was going to be a tight window, I think, in the first place. See that little bubble come down, but if that, Hodgson, Basin, Heitman, DeCiani, once those coming down, Alex Murray coming down for service, interesting enough from all that. So a few drivers taking some pit stop opportunities here. Ellers, well, did get repairs. Murray did pick up damage from the stack up with Hodgson. That's why he had to come down.
Can we ride on board? Can we look at that replay again and ride on board with the 41 of Ender Dyson? I think that's going to be one heck of a view if we can get that queued up.
He's running 13th. There were a lot of events, let's put it that way, in the course that caution.
Number 41, Andrew Dyson.
Let's take a look.
like on board. Yep, here we go. Yeah, this is good right here. This should be fun. This guy, how he made it through this wreck, I have no earthly idea. Take a look at it.
Yep. He almost got into an incident too. 3 wide, offset.
Here we go.
There's the chaos. Well,
Moses!
He definitely missed it by inches. Give him that.
That's why I thought that would be the perfect angle to see. I saw that looking at the replay. That 41. Look at this, how close this was. Yeah, this is not talent. This is luck. Okay, this is 100% luck. And at the end of the day, it looks like that we saw Delaney, Heitman, Basin, Nolan Hodgson, DeCiani, and Tanner Marty are the 6 cars that were involved in that incident when it came out.
So, this gets wild here once again. A few tires buzzed. Alan Duggar, by the way, did in the mix of all the chaos on that previous pit stop window, took 2 tires. That's why he's now amongst those in the top 12. Find out how Duggar plays out. He's had a quiet run in this season since his loud debut at Daytona. But right now it's Conklin and Galata that look to continue their next stage of the battle. Restart zone time. Gossett went on the bumper to tell him when to go. Galata, I think, sensed it at the end of the restart zone. Good start for him.
Yeah, great guess. I mean, very rarely do you get it right, but that time he sure did. He's going to be on the outside, and he's going to be there. Galata's probably going to have a lead off turn 2 if he's going to be able to carry the momentum.
Pull back now, Galata. He gets the edge down the backstretch, but Conklin's got the chance to clear by maybe on the bottom. No. Had to slow up, and there goes Galata getting some clean air. He takes the race lead with Nicholas Vroom Vroom. Now up in the top 3 with the help of Johnson on the bumper.
I'm going to reiterate, Cody B. Johnson's doing really dang well today. You don't see that out of him every day.
Yeah, he's one of the drivers I think you could put for performance of the day, possibly up 10. But in everyone's obviously Vroom with him now up 38 spots from his starting position. Right now, Galata not afraid to burn up his stuff. 3 tenths quicker than everybody else on the track. Vroom is your biggest mover. Delaney, your second biggest. Drill now in the top 3 for that category. Steven Williams, quiet day up 14. Those 38, 35, 20, 14 respectively on the big mover board.
Remember, 13X is all you get, guys, so you can't get involved in too many of these incidents. Delaney, Heitman, Basin, Hodgson, DeCiani, and Marty are going to be in a position where they got to be very careful for the rest of the race. They don't get too many incidents that they can get away from like that.
Yeah, we'll say, again, EPI does have some partnership connections with North Force, and we're seeing today some of those drivers finally get into a rhythm here on a mile and a half after on the other tracks it's been a little bit of a hodgepodge of performances, especially when you have 3 of the 4 being not necessarily your very common denominator when it comes to speed differences. There's a look at Sean Anderson pulling around on the outside around Conklin.
Another surprise, 13 car. Man, I like seeing these new guys come in here and actually, do really well. Cody B. Johnson, Sean Anderson, and of course, we all know Conklin from outside of the series, but these guys from Reich. Oh, they're wrecking off a turn 4. It looks like Ralph Hutchinson sideways in the grass, spinning in the grass.
No caution. We stay green. Hutchinson, significant left side damage on the car also. Now the caution waves as he went on the racetrack. There goes the 19 on the slide, right through all of the logos.
Oh, Dyson. Yeah, it was not the 19 car's fault there. Dyson just got loose. It's part of racing. It happens, but luckily not that much damage for the 19. However, this.
Yep, that's enough to trigger the caution because he's on the pavement there.
Yep.
Had to turn around at some point. And again, that was an automatic in-sim caution from iRacing, triggering that yellow flag here.
Whew, man, the first stage was clean and green, went the whole dang way. But ever since the second stage started, we start seeing these cautions pop off. You know, it's different. And, you know, it's throwing a wrench in it because now it's a different strategy for everybody. Everybody's going to have to change the way that they're driving.
Field bunching up here, and pretty certain most of the field going to stay out because the small differences in terms of tire set's going to come into play. There is Soziak, by the way, looking to try and get the lucky dog. He is right now a couple laps down. The Ladybug, ready to go one down lap. So there's the look at the pace car moving down on the apron. I have a feeling, in terms of this, I've not really seen this too many other tracks. This is almost something you see now in the NASCAR video game. I think it's a new in the patch, so I think they've crossed over some of the pace car information AI from the console game. Because the console game, if you follow along with that, they all restart by cutting on the apron down there. I have a feeling that they've adjusted the pace cars line to that of what the race car lines would be in the AI of normally cutting the apron here at Vegas.
You know, thinking about it, I never really thought too much about like the console game that much. I tried to play it a little bit. You know, it was a different feel for me, definitely. But you know, if they're changing the pace car, that is a welcome change. Honestly, I'd like to see that some of these pace cars completely revamped. Honestly, it's getting so dang old. And the choose rule is something I want to bring up too, because if we could ever get that dang choose cone implemented in iRacing, that'd make me so dang happy. I'd like to be able to do that because that way you don't have to worry about, you know, a lot of things. I still think it'd be good.
It takes a lot of work, and remember, it took a lot of work to get green light checkers in. That was a big thing that didn't come until the late 2010s on iRacing. Feels surprising now, but before, you were racing to the exact lap, and if someone decided with 2 laps to go to spin around and end the race right there, so be it. Now, that triggers a caution. You get a lot of angry people.
True, absolutely. No, we're going to get this restart now. Galata, Vroman, Johnson, Anderson, Conklin, Gossett, Benefield, Gitter, Delaney, and Lim, your top 10. I want to keep an eye on June Salim. If Lim is able to get into the top 5, I think that'd be cool to watch. 67. I'm going to keep an eye on him on this restart.
We're almost at the halfway point of the race here. It's the 99 and the 95 look to set things up. A little bit of a squeeze from Vroman. Already some of the drivers setting up in first gear for the launch. Here we go for the restart. EPI in row 2. Conti and a Bigfoot in row 1. Back on our way. Good start for the inside line. Vroman lens down inside. Cody Johnson looks a little bit outside. Feeds draft to Sean Anderson as they battle it out for 4th.
Great jump for Galata. Top 3 gets single filed out as they head out of turn number 2. Still side by side for 4th. You see Conklin there on the bottom, side by side with Sean Anderson in the 13 car, who's trying to gain even more spots. Look at this battle for 2nd, too, starting to heat up. Cody B. Johnson trying to get by. Vroman, not quite enough. Those 2 will get single file there.
Look at Benefield in the Conti car. He looks to get loud. Went to the inside, tried 3 wide, didn't work out. Gossett, it's a tight window. Trying to get to the outside of Sean Anderson, instead slams the wall. A couple other cars checking him in the back. Right now, the aggression is definitely on there for the EPI cars to take the fight to the Ryko machines right now. Almost at the midway point. 2 of them now seated inside the top 5.
The fastest lap, Galata just ran at 29.255. That just shows the speed that these got, no doubt about it.
Yep, right now, all the drivers planning and plotting as they go out here. Interesting enough, we haven't talked too much, in fact, yet about the team standings so far. That is a championship in this series with a prize pool of up to $2,500, remember, for the top team. Top team, Team Conti with 424 coming into tonight. Black Flag with 418. Ryko 293. Bigfoot Chassis Collective 237. Fortress 236. EPI 219. 10 different teams are part of the entry list this season, trying to score points for their teams. EPI, if they want a chance at that, needs to rally and close up about a 200-point gap.
It's a long way to go, but then again, all gaps are obtainable, so I think that anything can happen. But, you know, this early in the season, not really going to be a top concern, but the longer we go, definitely going to become more and more of something we'll look at throughout the year.
Yeah, especially with the money on the line for that.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, imagine sharing that with 4 teammates. You make off with a decent profit. And that's not including the fact there's the Drivers' Championship that's got that prize pool also for this series this season that they'll be fighting for at the end of the year.
You can buy over 2,000 hot dogs with that. That's pretty good.
Are you paying more than $1 a hot dog based on that number?
Yeah.
I'd find the 99-cent hot dogs, maybe, and go from there. But in all seriousness, though, some of the drivers like Daiso looking to slice and dice with Delaney.
Now, I like my hot dogs to be like a little bit cheese in it, too. You know, like the premium stuff. Not that cheap stuff you see in the corner. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, you're right. Dyson trying to recover from that contact with a 19. Battling right now with Delaney. Both of these cars got involved in wrecks just a little bit ago, and they're still running top 10.
Rolling now, yeah, towards the inside. Paul Hill is faded outside the top 10 as the race has gone on. Duggar, that strategy hasn't really got him anywhere. He's in the wall, in fact. Paul Gallimore in one of the BMP cars cutting in front instead, bringing the 48 with him.
Hold on a minute. Can we look at that 71 car's paint scheme real quick? Can we zoom in on that? If there's a way we could look at it. Let's see if we can't get a good close-up. He has a pickle on his car. That is Mount Olive sponsored pickle car. Heck yeah. Number 1. I like that. I like the pickles. That's cool. All right. My wife is going to like that car. No doubt about it.
It's a simple car.
But she likes pickles. That's her favorite thing. So when I see a pickle on a car, I kind of call that out.
Less than halfway left to go in the race. Just past the cross flags a few moments ago, by the way. Right now, Galata still showing the good speed that he's been doing all race long for the first 20-plus laps. It's almost about that time where we've seen the 99 fade, though, over the course of the race. A little bit of a bobble this time when it comes to the 95. Cody Johnson not willing to push the tempo. He's actually got Conklin willing to work with him, too, right now.
These 3 cars are battling again for the second place spot, but there's a ways to go to catch up to Galata, and I think they're going to get there soon. Galata's starting to lose
Start 4.
ground.
We have an issue. It's Napier in the grass right now. Napier cutting the lawn and just got himself saved. We stay green. The 52 had more slides. Again, one of the drivers who's hitting with the Conti cars tonight. He was well on the apron, I think, in the middle of the corner. Oh, and there's a bump and bang in front of him, too.
Yeah, that's happening all over the track, though. That type of contact, it seems like. 52 car hit the apron, I think, and that's what got him around. as the battle for the lead live right now. Looks like that Roman's going for it.
Let's go charge right to it. Roman got the opportunity. Conklin's already got around Johnson. Here comes Conklin. Conklin's been saving the tires to be able to perform now. Here he goes. He knows that 99 has problems from here. Near contact for the lead. Slide down for Galata. 4 cars now fight hard for the lead. Make it 5 with Sean Anderson joining.
I love it when it hits this part of the run, man. They're able to just close in on each other. 58, trying to make the bottom work. A little loose there for the 99. He hits the wall.
A little bit of contact again. Side by side, still for the lead. There's the bobble, though. You see Galata have to point the nose a little bit more. Conklin drags on the door. They go side by side. It's 2 by 2 for the race lead. 2 battles at once. Still side by side with Conklin going on the side.
Galata slides up the hill. He's going to be up and out of the way, but Cody B. Johnson, look at that, going to second now on the back bumper of Conklin.
Cody Johnson rides behind, looks to run the middle. Now, can he get himself the lead for the second time today? Remember, Johnson's led 2 laps so far today. The 99, again, has great 25 lap speed, but after that point, it's been a battle for that car. We know Vrum's fast everywhere.
You know, some names are just easier to say with that middle initial, and some things are harder. I could say Sean Conklin, better as it is, but Cody B. Johnson sounds pretty dang good. I like that. He's going for the lead right now on the bottom of the racetrack. Look at that 08 car. I mean, this is stunning. I did not expect to see this at all out of that 08 today, but I don't think anybody did. I mean, would you expect that out of normal? We watched this series for the last year and a half, man. That 08 car is surprising us today.
Out of the Tier 2 qualifiers, ended up being 6th best out of those drivers.
Car really loose back there in the back of the field. One car's Gallimore.
Heard some apologies from Paul Hill. Wonder if that had something to do with it. Let's see. The replay machine usually finds its ways in. I don't think he was. Yeah, that was Arrow, actually, with the 11 with the run from Hunter.
Back up front to the lead. Man, he's all over the back bumper. I think aero blocking's happening right now. But the 08, look at him. He dives it down deep into the corner here. Is he going to slide back up? He's going to try. Look out. He's going to get there. Nope, not quite enough. That momentum for Conklin's enough to get away.
That power washer looking to try and get its intensity picked up. Hodgson runs the bottom in front of his lap traffic. That takes away an opportunity. Oh, and look at how much these cars are fighting here at the moment. Conklin nearly snapped around on the bumps out of 2. They're that much on edge. You have to be so on point when you have the setup balance the way it is, where you have to be loose enough to be fast, but tight enough to where you don't spin around, while also not moving the steering wheel too much.
Oh, man, this is just awesome up front, but there's that little gap from 4th on back to 5th. In that 5th place battle, Gossett finally got through, and now Gossett's going to try and catch these top 4. We'll see if that happens over the course of the run. But again, I'm seeing Conklin starting to pull away a little bit from 2nd place. I think he's starting to carry more momentum off the exit of the corner, starting to drive away a little bit.
You see right now, he's got that right-co speed really kicking in, as you expect from these types of races this season. By the way, as we still see things up at the front, in terms of the EPI side of the storylines, Lim is now in the top 10, also in the 67. So 3 of the EPI cars have charged their way up towards the front of the field or inside the top 10 tonight, joining along with Johnson, or with Johnson included.
Now that we got this thing kind of single filed out, it's going to be calm for a minute, maybe like 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 laps. But in a minute, I think we're going to start seeing them come together again. I think just watch it. It's going to happen over the course of a short little run here. But I think that we're not going to see him spread out as much as we did earlier. I think that this is only going to be temporary.
Less than 15 to go, coming up to 15 to go, I should say, in the stage. Benefiel, solid car tonight. He's looking to charge up from 8 into the 8th spot. Looking to go up to plus 12 this evening. The veteran has looked fairly composed tonight. Has just ran a calm, steady race, yet to lead, but his pace is better than a majority of those in front of him.
You know, I'm looking at it right there. Benefiel, he was really fast yesterday, ended up getting the 3rd place in the race. He really wasn't expecting it much, but it ended up working towards his way. And he says Darlington next week is going to be his bread and butter. He thinks he's going to do really well at Darlington, so it's going to be fun to watch him do that there next week.
Yep, and right now, we'll find out how a lot of those challenges go, because that's a high horsepower track, Kirk, as well, and low downforce. 750 horsepower at tracks below 1.5 miles this season.
Thank God. Thank God. That's all I can say. I can't wait to see how well the drivers are able to handle that much horsepower. Hopefully we can get more one of these days. I'd like to see 900 on these things, see how it feels. But it's just a matter of time before we really start seeing that type of thing go down. Looking right now on your screen, that's Dyson and Paul Hill. Paul Hill on the bottom, Dyson on the top. This is a battle for 11th right now.
I'll counterpoint to that is insurance. That's all I can say.
Nah, ain't worried about it.
Lim moves on through in front of Miller in the 9th spot. Right now, we're already at 40 laps on these tires, by the way. So this will be the longest anybody stint-wise, even with the pace laps over the course of this run for a lot of these cars.
Conklin's in the wall. Conklin's in the wall. Here comes the 08 to the bottom. Up front for the lead. Side by side.
Conklin pushing up, and now here comes Johnson. A graze to the door from Conklin costs him the opportunity to keep clean air. The mistake Johnson needed. Here comes the 08, trying to get the edge, side by side with lap traffic ahead.
Yeah, he did not lead that lap, but Johnson had a good shot to capitalize on the mistake of the 58, and that's only opening the door for Vroman. Remember I said they were going to close back together? This is not the way I was expecting it, but it happened anyway. Here comes he made the pass. New leader, Cody Johnson. Cody B. Johnson. Man, that's awesome. That's cool.
Johnson now runs forward, has DeCiani to lap, and then has a cushion of clean air from there. Coming to 10 to go in the stage. 112 laps to go in the race itself. Worked the way through. Here's a look at what happened here, Kirk. You've seen it.
Yeah, right there. 58 went up towards the wall and tried to ride it, but got into it, and it just slowed him down. And that's what opened the door for Cody B. Johnson now to be our new leader. And this is the first time we've seen him lead all day. How is he going to handle the clean air? I mean, this is going to be kind of a cool thing to watch. Who knows? Cody B. Johnson, if he's able to, maintain and do well for the rest of the race, can you imagine? I think that'd be cool to get a brand new winner in the FLCC. It's too little early to say, but still kind of fun to watch. Definitely rooting for the underdog.
Yeah, here comes Tommy Gossett. Looking underneath Gitter. Takes it easy, Gitter. Watches the slide job. And a slip and a slide, a crash. Caution flag is out. Gossett gets spun around with Gitter. They both go around as Gitter crosses the track.
Oh,
somehow, no one hit him.
Yeah. Now, are they mad at each other? Probably. Let's take a look at that again. 8 car did a slide job. 21 tries to go low. 8 tried to block, and he just said, screw it. Yeah, these guys are, we saw it earlier. These two were mad at each other. The 8 car has been blocking him for laps after laps. 8 car finally trying to make a move. They don't like each other at all there, man. Justin, I got to say, they don't like each other at all.
Yeah, there's the spin. There's the hit. Then, in all of this, Basin got a meatball flag at the same time as all this. Where did this come from? Runs okay.
Not sure.
Car's okay. Car paces. 10 seconds before, and
It might be a tire.
might be.
Yeah, definitely a tire.
Yeah,
People
tire
coming
blow.
down pit road, split decisions.
And a lot of people missed their pit stalls, 2 of them in a row. Heitman and Hoytsma both missed their stalls together. Can't confirm. Basin said he blew a tire.
Wow. I mean, good time for the caution to come out for Basin, though.
And now they will see a lot of mixed strategy. A lot more people saving the tire set than the first stage caution. The first drivers on fresh tires are going to be starting 23rd this time. That leaves Cody Johnson at the front of the field over Conklin, Vroom Vroom, Galata, and Benefield, top 5. So we're coming up to 6 to go on the stage. Here's a look at the stints. Everybody up at the 45 lap mark.
This time it's only going to be 5 laps, 5-6 laps to be able to get to the finish. Maybe a little less, maybe 4. So because of that, staying out, I think, is the right call. Now, Cody B. Johnson leading this thing, he's just got to try and run away as quick as humanly possible. I'd recommend going late in the box and then going. But, you know, whatever he chooses to do. We saw earlier, the 8-car Gossett, when he had the lead, he went really early in the box. This time he chooses to go to the bottom. We're going to have the restart here with, I think, 4 laps to go. Again, anything can happen. We got a lot of fast guys up front, and they all want to win this stage. But that lead position gets a really big advantage by being the one to decide when to go. But they will probably spin tires. Keep an eye on the tires.
So here we go, coming up to, it looks like 5 laps actually. In terms of the lap mark, we're on lap 160. Keep in mind, some of the drivers on 2 tires and or some top-offs from earlier. Also going to be interesting to watch for later on in the play. They are drivers in the teens at the moment. But we might see a big switch up out of those willing to take the lead on a 5-lap run. We'll see how well they fare out in stage 3. But here we go for the restart coming up. Conklin looking to get the run from the outside. Johnson looking to defend to get EPI. The advantage here in stage 1, or stage 2 should say, to get their first stage of the season. Both of them gassing up a little bit more. They're really carrying some extra speed this time for the restart zone. Johnson goes right at the start of the box and spins it! Caution flag is out.
Oh, no, I can't believe what just happened. My heart hurts, man. Goes early in the box, spins the tires. I was saying they were going to spin the tires, watch them, and exactly that's what happened.
Johnson being told to hold. You can see it happening with them carrying so much speed at first, and yeah, Johnson right at the edge of the rev limiter chipped. Conklin gets contacted, and everyone else gets collected in the stack up.
I mean, it was at a slow speed, but it's still enough to where, you know, it breaks your heart, man. I really thought he was going to be able to hang on to it. I mean, that's also an experience, being up front, restarting from the top spot on old tires. You kind of knew that that was going to happen. That should be the stage, but it's going to be hard to tell who starts and finishes where. But, yeah, you know, we saw something similar to this with, what's his name? It was Cletus McFarland did the same thing when he was racing in the ARCA cars at Charlotte. Just spun the tires from the front and, you know, collected a big crash there at the front. So it could happen to anyone, but definitely not that much experience restarting from the front row in the FLCC on old tires. Kind of something you learn as you go, as everyone comes down pit road, as that is the stage.
So with that, Nicholas Vroman, Sean Conklin, how they're scored, Galata, Benefield, Miller amongst the top runners. They will obviously have to look at that on the film. This would add a few drivers on the stage free if the map serves correctly here. As we look to find out how some of the damage looks, Conklin's left front is destroyed a bit.
Not something he wanted to have happen to him either. Nothing he could have done. But again, it's a learning experience for the 08. We'll see if he's able to get that damage repaired and get back out there and maybe come back from that. But definitely puts a huge hinder in their day. Same thing with Conklin. Conklin's going to have a huge hinder to their day. They were one of the fastest cars to beat. And this is obviously something that's going to put a wrench into their plan. Staying on pit road and getting that damage repaired is the smart idea. Vroman is probably going to come away with a stage win, I think. And so, I mean, kind of in the right spot at the right time for Nicholas Vroman.
So, strategy's definitely on the game plan here. Rich Kleinman is, I think, the wave around, or as at least past the field, is currently on track as the leader, so a lot of confusion there. Hunter Truex is the top driver out of the normal cars over Lucas Hoytsma, Dustin Hall, Patrick Gitter. So they have told the 7 to stop in on track, and they told him he drove too far. We're going to have to sort
I'm
of
sure they'll
fast.
get that all worked out, man. It's just something they got to do to get it worked out. As for something that's on my mind here, I'm thinking about the real winners and all that were the folks that didn't get involved in the crash and the folks that came down for tires on the last pit stop just before that restart. Because then they got free track position. These guys, Truex, Hoytsma, Hall, Gitter, Zodiac, all these guys got a huge advantage because of this. Because now, even though it says 5 laps, they only have one short stint of hitting the gas as their real damage to the tire. So it's not really that big of a stint difference.
It worked perfectly for them.
It did.
You don't, and we'll find out how this goes as coming to 1 to green. I think they're letting Rich want to lead. Rich has said on the radio, "I don't want to lead. Please do not make me the leader." The field is saying to take the pit stop. He is wanting an EOL badly on the radio, and he will get his wish. He is on 49 lap-old tires.
You know, this is very unorthodox. Did the 7 miss pit entry? Did he not go down? Yeah, like something. So that's very unusual because Rich is normally pretty, he's respectable. He's a guy who's out there. He's not somebody who's going to cause a ruckus at all. I think Rich is a respectable guy. But something must have happened to where he had to, like miss pit road, to where if he came down pit road that time, he would have gotten a black flag penalty to where he would have to come down pit road under green, and he did not want to do that. So he was begging to have an EOL, which is very unorthodox for the leader to do, but it makes sense. He doesn't want to cause a big pileup. He doesn't want to be the cause of a multi-car incident. He wants to just, ride around. He has older tires. He's trying to hope for something to happen early so he can get a different strategy working for him, and the race control obliged.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he thought he was the lucky dog or not in that spot. Either way, he starts the tail. We get ready for the restart. Some clouds are starting to flow a little bit over the racetrack. Keep an eye on that. Here we go. Different players out of the front of the field for the first time tonight. Lucas Hoytsma in the front row, leading laps. Hunter Truex doing the same thing. He's on the outside. Green flag is out. Good jump off the get. And looks like Dustin Hall will battle alongside Gitter to begin this stage. Nobody getting a true advantage in the opening corner.
Hunter Truex and that pickle car leading the way. This is only going to be something to keep in mind now with these guys. Oh, they're wrecking off a turn number 2. It looks like I see Heitman facing the wrong way. There's Napier there, and who is that behind Napier? Can't quite tell from this angle. It looks like it's Mesnard.
Little bit of trouble. 3 wide again. Oh, Heitman got grazed.
Oh, and not just Heitman, it was also Gossett. Gossett, oh, heavy hit for the 73. Huge hit for the 73, actually, into the inside wall. Mesnard, heavy inside wall contact. Take a look at this again. Watch what happens. The 76 is going to go to the middle. And he's going to get clipped from the 73, get a little loose, overcorrect into the 52 at Napier. And both cars go hard into that inside wall. 76 slides, trying to keep the car straight. And yet another caution. No doubt about it, meatball for the 73 of Mesnard. That was a hard enough hit to where I thought the dang engine was going to blow.
And again, yellow flag is out. 100 laps to go. From here on out, it's A-open. From this point, it's simple. One stop to the end on strategy. Basically go towards the end of the fuel tank on the run, and you're golden. About 50 to 60, remember, was that mark for these drivers, Kirk? Big opportunities popping up here with these cautions for some of these other competitors with this small difference on tires to really make sure they stay up here. Dustin Hall has been riding in the back all night, for example. Gitter has had top 10 speed, was just involved in a caution flag previously. Gets track position back anyway after minimal damage repair. Drivers as well, like Jonathan Delaney, get some track position. Kevin Soziak is in the top 10 right now.
Wait, whoa. Who'd you say was in the top 10?
Yes, Kevin Soziak from a couple laps down.
What? He was wrecking in the early part of this race. He was sitting sideways in the grass. He's top 10, 7th. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do this real quick. Hang on. Let me see if I can't find him here, because my goodness, I kind of want to hear from him right now. He's in stealth. Here, we'll move him up here just for a second since he's around. Why not? He's not in the top 10 very often. I'd like to talk to him. Kevin Zoziak, Kirk Mills in the booth. You got a copy?
Got a copy, Kirk. How you doing?
Doing okay. Hey, you're in the top 10, Kevin. How's it feel? How you doing?
Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. It's amazing. It's awesome, man. How's it feel? You're top 10, got fresh tires.
Yeah, we're gonna see what we can do here. It's my lucky day, I guess.
Oh, gonna ask you, what's your plan for the rest of the race? You have anything for these top guys?
Probably not, but I'm gonna try to take advantage of the track position and maybe score top 10.
Oh, that'd be awesome, maybe. Man.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you. I really am. All right, pal.
Thank you.
I wish you the best of luck. All right.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for talking with us.
No problem.
Kevin Zoziak. I've always wanted to do an interview with him, but I never got the opportunity, ever. And now we can, so that we just did it. There you go, Justin.
We'll find out if he's got the speed to hold on to the track position now. John Madero's amongst those coming down. Cody Johnson still getting some repairs done on the car as we get ready for the restart. 71 and 97 on the front row. Then it's 21 and 1, 95 and 6, 37 and 83. 41 and 5. I know there's surprise on the radio, by the way, that Zoziak got an interview here with you, Kirk.
I know, no doubt about it. I thought it would be so dang funny. I thought it'd be good, and I'd like to hear from him too. He's a nice guy, and so I never get a chance to interview the guy. And now he's in the top 10. This is a rare occurrence. Thought, man, why not? He's 7th. Gotta hear from the guy.
We'll find out how this goes.
Oh boy.
Nicholas Vroman just said he's got a red carpet. Does he have that red carpet that will take him to the race lead? We'll find out. 98 to go. Drill in control on the outside. He handled the restart well this time. Green flag's out, back underway. Weitzma, a little bit slower off the jump. Side by side for second.
Whew, man, here we go into the corner. You see that push from the 21 trying to get the bottom lane working. Here we go. Remember, we saw the wreck last time off this corner. A lot of cars going to be trying to head through the field. Oh, my golly gracious. Hang on to it, folks.
Yep, with some 3 wide going on. Have to be careful off this jump. Gitter working around, trying to fight around Dustin Hall. One of the Conti cars holding on. Speaking of Conti cars, Benefield also on the fight with the 6. Well, this is shaping up interesting as they get single file up at the very, very tip of the field. Zodiac is remaining in the top 10, though. You see him fight it out with Andrew Dyson.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. Come on, we'll keep fighting. Don't give up. You got this. All right. Yeah. Anyway, side by side right in front of him, Delaney, Benefield. No doubt about it. These guys race each other all the dang time. You see that all the time. All the time. New fastest lap, Hunter Truel. Holy cow. Clean air does wonders for your car, doesn't it? It doesn't matter what powers that car. He's pretty dang quick when you got clean air.
I have a lot of questions on that. He is one of the very few drivers without a teammate tonight. He is with True War Motor Club.
Motor Club, yep.
Yeah, and right now that's 71, showing that motor has some give in it. Right now, some of the others like Vroman looking to the outside to build up some momentum. The true test is going to be, can the 71, 97, 1, and so forth have the long run speed? This is the big opportunity for them to see that if they can keep themselves within the 9/10 to 1.1 second of fall off range to stay up as a contender here.
Zodiac just held off Dyson for a little while. He's still holding him off, still side by side with him. Holy cow. I can't keep my eyes off that 37 car right now. Oh, into the wall goes the 41. Nothing the 37 did there. 41 hits the wall slightly. It's going to lose a little bit of ground for that. Zodiac still trying to make the bottom line work. All right.
There goes Dyson. Looking to get the advantage on the high
Galata.
side. Look at Galata make up some ground. Joseph Galata wants those on the fresher tire strategy that pit at the technical end of the stage. Galata alongside the 41. Couldn't make the move.
Oh, golly, back there. Car almost made an accident happen. Look out. And Zodiac's still fighting back. He's going for Galata down to the bottom. He made a pass on him. Holy cow. That's awesome, man. I want to reiterate to you folks, this is not common to see the 37 in the top 10. This is really awesome just if you know the guy. So dang cool to watch.
All this as well. Zodiac looks to peak. We'll find out how this plays out for the rest of the drivers. But Vroman amongst those fighting hard for the top 4, by the way. Just made a pass on Hall. Now, you see contact. Yeah, look.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Galata looked like he tried to go to the middle. The Stealth Machine had the same idea. I mean, the Ladybug is keeping the track position, but look who's maintained some speed now after repairs. It's Sean Conklin looking to fly like Superman.
Man, that car coming back from that contact. We saw him get up into the outside wall 3 times tonight. He is on dangerous waters. He probably has 8X. Remember, you only have 13 you can work with. So you don't got that much leeway, but now he's all on the back bumper. Zodiac. Zodiac's now going to be stuck on the top lane. Galata's going to the bottom back there. But up front, you can see this battle on your screen. You got kind of a weird situation where, Zodiac into the outside wall a little bit. Right side damage there.
Yeah, looked like a little troubles for them, but the top 2 are point away. Lucas Hoitzma still stays up there with Truel. Hall is slipping back, by the way. Known for his abilities as a crew chief. He's now getting zipped by Conklin with his boost. Look at Conklin's pace. 29.982 on the average the past 5. He is in the same ballpark as most of this field on speed, but the difference is he's finding the spots for passes. A little bit of contact between the 99 and the 1-2.
Looks like the time in the top 10 is coming to a close. It was cool to see you, Zodiac. Hopefully we'll see you back here soon. Up front, though, again, look at this battle for third. Vroman and Gitter. Vroman to the inside gets by Gitter. Remember, we saw Gitter spinning in the grass earlier with the 8 car of Gossett. Where did he come from? He's back up towards top 5. That's awesome.
Now, nicely done on the charge. Delaney still holding on to his respective spots over this charge. Maybe 7 laps to go. This time by at the stripe. And you have to think this speed going to close on up with the tiny bit of difference we know with some of the front runners really solidifying themselves with track position. This 95, one of the drivers that been able to capitalize long run, which has been the big thing. We're almost at that point where the biggest difference on speed between these cars are going to come into play here, Kirk. Do you think we see a big switch on how this lead fares out once we get to that point again?
Yeah, you're gonna see that accordion effect. The cars that are the fastest rise to the top over the course of the run. That's just how it is. You see that right now with Conklin. I still think Conklin might have the fastest car out there on the racetrack right now, period. He has the fastest car this weekend. But again, it's just about being in the right position at the right time. And man, it's just side by side for the lead now. Here comes Hoytsman to the bottom of Truel for the lead. He gets it done. New leader, Lucas Hoytsman, last year's champion.
Nick Truel said he was going to struggle a little bit with that clean air, he said. And now with the dirty air, it's definitely slipping back. The 71 not looking comfortable at all now that he has to work in the dirty air. It is immediately getting pounced on. Right now, that 71 will try and hold on for as well as they can here. You see that right there, just a little bit too tight now that he's in dirty air.
In the wall, Galata, really loose. Something's wrong with the 99 car. Him and Dustin Hall both made contact. Zodiac going 3 wide through the middle.
A little bit of screaming on the radio, heard too from Paul Hill in response. Can't confirm Galata got loose. It's about that time of the run, isn't it, Kirk?
It sure is. Right there, contact. And here comes Paul Hill's 3 wide through the middle, just like that, with Bobby Anderson diving it in. Zodiac goes through. I mean, oh man, this is just chaotic right now. That 71's falling back like a rock, though.
Look at the charge up for Conklin. Got boxed up again with the 71, trying to get around Benefield as well. Couldn't do anything. Miller taking the advantage here. Haven't talked much about Robert Miller since he was very up at the front earlier on, but Miller is joining this picture also with those sends he's doing in that SLOW machine. Really picking up tempo, join up with Benefield and co.
It's keeping it entertaining, to say the least. Up front, it's always been that way today. It just, nobody can get long distance away. We haven't seen a car pull away by multiple seconds all day. It's been always within a certain time frame and close battles racing throughout the entire top 10, really. And it's fun to watch.
Yep, all of them just staying in a rhythm here. Looking at least to search for clean air up on the high side right now. Nothing doing on that point. That allows Benefield to eat up all the gap and looking like he's got the speed to try and take away fourth. Look to try and carve to the inside. It's been a very steady night for a very steady driver, you can argue, with Benefield. Benefield, one of the better drivers in terms of overall point tallies last season. Still yet to make the move yet. All of them stay single file as we tick away the laps here. Still 20-30 laps away from the expected pit stops for a majority of this field here late in this one. For those tuning in, it's been an interesting run of the Blackjack 400 in a city known for its gambling on strategies. A couple different teams did that, and that set up some of your front runners for stage 3. But one of the drivers who gambled to get track position, Lucas Hoytsma, he's feeling the pressure for the race lead at the moment. Nicholas Vroman is all over the back bumper. Was for a moment at least. Lost an error, half a car length. Those two are running away a little bit quicker than everybody else. And Vroom is looking for a setup.
He's going to get there, too. He's side by side with him. Now look out. You're not clear, not clear, not clear. Oh, he had to go all the way down to the apron to try and avoid turning him.
Here we go for the race lead. Vroom on the slide job. Parks it in front of Hoytsma. Hoytsma takes the lift, lets him have it.
Oh!
A little bit of contact behind.
Delaney got up into the outside wall. He lost a lot of momentum, lost 2 spots, and now is under fire for a third. Now that puts Benefield. Adam Benefield, yesterday in the Friday Night Lights series, this exact situation happened with the 83. He was running about 10th most of the day. all the way until the end of stage 2. Then he started making the bottom line work. The 83 kept moving forward. He ended up getting up to 3rd, and that's where he ended up finished. Guess where he's running now? Sitting P3 right now, and he's trying to catch back up to the back bumper of the top 2, trying to improve even more. And I think that Benefield's in a good spot right now. As they're catching up the lap traffic, look out, too, for the 12 car, Nolan Hodgson.
Yep, Conklin looking to make the charge, but has a teammate on the bottom. Going to force him to the middle. He'll get that reprieve from his competitors. Nearly gets him into getters. Fender with it. And Delaney makes contact. Didn't like the clear attempt. Still holding on to it, Conklin. And here comes Miller 3 wide.
Three wide again, and it mostly just because that lap car was there, but Nolan Hodgson, he would be up here if it wasn't for the damage, no doubt about it. That 12 car's quick, so I don't necessarily like referring to that as a lap car, but it is. You see right there, 6 car Delaney up there in the top lane, trying to make the high line work, and he just has been doing that lap after lap, and it just hasn't been working for him, and been falling back. He might have to start looking for other lanes that might work for him. But up front, the lead is starting to get under fire again. Here comes the 97 of Hoytsma down to the inside. He tried to make a move in 3 and 4. Didn't quite work, but he is on the move. He's trying moves now, trying to get to the back bumper of Roman right now.
Yep, I don't know if that's going to be able to be done because we know Hoytsma has been maybe top 10 car here tonight, but first time he's really been able to get track position all night long, and we know some of the cars he's competed against, trying to close up at least, were involved in some of the major incidents earlier. And some of the very fast drivers that led earlier today, like Miller, like Conklin, they're really trying to find a way to gain any sort of ground here and are not really succeeding here with the equalization point.
No, not succeeding at all. Nope. They're going to be hanging on to their positions and making sure they don't let go. They're going to try and hang on to it as much as they can. Another lap car coming. Roman trying that super high outside line. Hoytsma's right there in the middle in 3 and 4. And these guys, you know, Patrick Gitter's now catching up to the back bumper at Benefield. So it's just getting more and more chaotic up front, and I think it's only going to increase from here as we only got 72 laps to go. The window for pit road can open right with about, say, 60 to 50 laps to go in that range. It's about 10 lap range. You might be able to push it a little further, maybe 64 if you save really, really hard. So keep that in mind. You might start seeing cars come down here in about the next 10 to 20 laps. So it's going to be coming soon.
And we'll find out how well these drivers approach that. One of the drivers who's really been able to recover, by the way, remember the tire spin situation off the jump, Cody B. Johnson. He's able to now get some speed because he's fixed all the damage, by the way. He is 14th on your pylon to give him a quick shout. He's recovered right back to where he started the race at the very least. And is one of the cars that is now at this point of the race looking to chug ahead to have a chance to join some of these other cars up here. And that's the tough thing for a lot of these drivers tonight. It's been a difficult thing of recovering, and in some of the cases, a couple times over for some of these competitors to get to the front.
Adversity is what you got to overcome to win these races. You got to try and come back from it. Very rarely do you ever have a perfect race. You got to be able to overcome that adversity, like you're saying. And it's harder to do. It's easier said than done. But Roman, Hoytsma, Benefield, these guys, they weren't up front all day. Remember, these guys weren't there at the very beginning of this race. They've really only shown up here within the last, say, 100 laps or so. And so it's definitely something to show that you can come from the back to the front. But drivers like Robert Miller was here since the beginning of the race. He's maintained trying to stay up front for the last handful of runs. And I can tell you right now, that 15 car, he's still in a good position. He's just got to wait for the right moment to capitalize, try to save some tire, and wait for the right moment. Now, whether or not it's going to happen sooner rather than later is just all up to him. But there's a car I want to keep an eye on. The 58 of Conklin. I think he's saving something because he's not pushing anymore. He got to a position where he has a little bit of clean air right in front of him, and he's just riding, I think. I don't think he's pushing too hard anymore. I think he's doing this intentionally, as right behind in the battle continues between Truhl and Anderson for position. But up here, man, this is just kind of wild.
Yeah, this has been the toughest passing opportunities yet. Earlier on, the track was very, very slick. Noticed a lot of the cars were able to come back from some of those who struggled long run. Track's up above 100 degrees at the moment. Sim time being already 3 p.m. But for whatever reason, this has been the hardest for anybody to make some passes here. It's not like it was on any of the other runs where it was almost like a back and forth bash affair with drivers going back and forth on runs. Now it's about constant battling with the car. The 71 still holding on to 11th.
Can we look at the stints again? That's my favorite thing to see here. I just want to see how far along we are. I'm thinking 45. What are we at here? We got the stints ready.
Have 44.
Yeah, it's okay. Here we go. Let's see if we can pull. There we go. 40, 44, right around that range. All right. So with that in mind, folks, remember, even though it says 44, it's really 40. They had a caution and kind of lined it up. So it's for some of these guys, it says 40 and 44. The only difference between them is that 44 guys have slightly more fuel. Only slightly. They had more caution laps. So here's the deal. Right here up front, Patrick Gitter trying to get a move on for third. He's going to try and move up. But with this 45 lap thing, you could expect them to come down anywhere in the next 10 to 15 laps. And they can make it on gas if they stretch from this point forward. So the fuel door has opened, but I wouldn't pit for another 10 or 15. These guys are probably going to pit here very shortly. So be ready for pit stops. It could happen at any moment. Someone's going to be the first to come down, and when it does, it might open the floodgates.
Here we go. Side by side still for the spot. Gitter and Hoytsma. Clear. And Hoytsma drops behind Gitter. Looks like Hoytsma's starting to fade a touch bit more now. Miller looking to set up for the second spot again. Delaney also making some passes, the teammate to Hoytsma. Benefield checks up a little bit. Now Dyson joins the fun.
Dyson, first time we've seen him in the top 6 all day, really. Like in contention. He's got speed now. You know, at the beginning of the race, we saw a lot of Ryko cars in the top 10. Right now, the nearest one we got is Sean Conklin, I believe, currently running in 9th. They kind of fallen off, but now look at these. We're starting to see more Team Conti cars show up towards the front of the field. As look at this, Robert Miller trying to make a move for second on Patrick Gitter. Remember, he was up front early in the race. He's trying to take second away now and trying to get back to the lead of Roman again here shortly. I think he's got a shot to be able to chase him back down. We'll see if it happens, though. Hastings on pit road.
So, looks like the window is open. We are at 60 to go this time. Now the air drivers electing to come down quite yet. So we'll find out when everyone's tolerance level pops up. Side by side still. Benefield inside. Can he slide up in front of the 6? Yes, he can. Parks it in front of Delaney. Dyson trying to pull him back also. Nothing doing for the time being in this fight. So, keep in mind, going to be important to keep an ear on the radios if you're these competitors now, if you want to plan things out right. Remember, the fall off is hit now at 0.9 seconds. Even a 15 lap difference on tires like we've seen earlier could be the difference of, well, 15 seconds, Kirk.
I still think that, oh my gosh, 41 gets so close with the 6 to the wall. But I think that, you know, coming down pit road, it's going to be a money stop choice. It could be the difference between a pit stop coming on 1 lap versus 2 laps later, and the guy who came 2 laps later has slightly fresher tires than you, and you don't have a chance. So I think a lot of guys should be... Oh, Conklin's coming down. Conklin's on pit road.
So Conklin elects to go for the undercut. An interesting play from the 58. Do you like this call?
I think with his damage, I think it's the only call he really has right now. Medeiros joins him. He has to have some sort of underlying damage because he was staying back in the field. I thought he was saving gas, but no. It might actually be damage to the car, or something's going on with that car to where he wasn't able to maintain pace with the top guys. So I think, unfortunately, that 58 car might be fast on the short run, but that long run's changing things. As up front, the battle for the lead. Again, DeCiani, the lap car, just got passed by the leader, and that opened the door for Miller to gain even more time. They're going to be nose to tail here shortly.
Yeah, we know Miller all day long has shown flashes of his ability. He's led 16 laps after all. Here in a car, spinner in the grass, gone down pit road. It's Wesley Napier who's had an issue. No caution. Napier spun down off of turn 4, but did not bring a caution out as the leaders still fight.
That's probably going to put a little bit of angst inside of these leaders' cars right now, because if they choose to come down now and there's another problem, it might ruin their race. You gotta pick the right time to go, and right now people are just waiting for the right moment. As up front, the battle's starting to heat up again. We've gone 50 laps so far in this stint. We could expect them to go at the max, probably about another 14 laps, maybe a little more if they save a little bit. But that 15 car is trying to top lane, trying to get some momentum runs. Not anything happening so far.
Just not able to get the dig, and it's going to come down, I think, to one time they lap pit, but two, how well Miller does in the first 15-20 laps to try and get either a gap built up if there's a play around Vroom, or if he's going to have to close up on the freshies like he did earlier and make some passes. Seen some of these drivers really stacking up behind Gitter, by the way. Gitter last time by ran in the 30.8s, the same ballpark as the leader. Speed's still there, just on the track position.
True. Man, I think that he's going to get there, though. Up in front of this, the 15 car, Miller, he's found a line in turns 3 and 4 that lets him gain a lot of speed. He started going down to the very bottom of the racetrack as the car in front went straight up to the wall. Watch this. Let's see if he does it again. Roman this time sees it. He goes down trying to block it, but not low enough. 15's going to be side by side with him off turn 4.
Here we go for the race lead. Miller's been working all stage long to try and get back here. He works on alongside the 95. Miller stays along the door. Vroom keeps the wheel steady. Both of them slide up. Vroman holds on the throttle, but Miller got the better run coming to 3.
And this is where the 15's really shined all day. He's able to dive it into the corner a little bit more and carry the momentum on the exit of turn 4 way better than that 95 has. Off the corner that time, even. Really even. 15 leads that lap, but not by much. There he goes. Slide job.
Tries to plant it, does. Will he get crossed up? Yes, he will. Miller up on the high side. Now Vroman zips alongside. This has allowed everybody else to come back in. No pit calls over the radio yet for the lead group. They still battle. Here we go. Side by side again for the lead.
15's got it this time. He's got him. Yeah, under over move, no doubt about it. He may have slid back up in front, but that 15 car, new leader, Robert Miller, with 50 laps to go. 55 laps on his stint. These guys are coming down pit road soon, no doubt about it. Alex Murray's on pit road.
Murray was amongst the drivers battling around the 20s. Yep. We'll find out how this plays out with Gitter now trying to hold on, as you said. He's trying to slide up for second.
Man, yeah, Roman's just going the wrong direction. If I'm Roman, I'm thinking pit road now. At this point, don't want to lose any more spots.
Yep, holds on to the door. A squeeze back from Vroom.
Oh, Delaney's loose, saves the car just behind this. He almost wrecked that 6 car. One car sideways on the back straightaway. Keeps it straight. That was Cody B. Johnson. Keeps it straight.
We stay green. Able to hold on to it. And right now, let's take a look at what happened. He had some clean air in front.
Just got loose.
Slid up on corner exit. Maybe come back along the seams, the bumps. Hearing Patrick Gitter in the side-by-side, calling for pit stops, and some of the drivers are trying to respond. Limamonso's coming on through. Gitter might miss it. Gitter just made it.
Oh my goodness, a lot of cars. Sean Anderson, black flag on entry.
Anderson will have to stay down pit road. Anderson is already in the pit stall. He was the previous time by. 71's coming down, and a bunch more drivers expect to come on down this time through. And they're reaching lap traffic, by the way. A bunch of lead pack at the worst possible time.
Yep, this is not where you want to be. If you're the leaders, I'd consider coming down like as soon as humanly possible. Man, this is the 15 car though. Robert Miller, I don't see anybody in his front windshield right now. I think he looks pretty good. But these folks coming down, they're going to be coming out in traffic, no doubt about it.
Yeah, no one else yet. Tanner Marks, he was the most recent call over the radio.
Oh.
He is currently zipping with the race leaders. There is Delaney getting around traffic of Gossett, who's running 22nd. And amongst all this, yeah, Bobby Anderson, I think you were talking about him. Where did this come from? He's all of a sudden in the top 10 conversation.
Got speed. You know, he's got a good set underneath him. He's driving his dang car to the max, trying to get all he can get. He's making a move on Delaney now.
Pit call, Miller. Delaney, this time through, made the call in 3. Makes it in 4, actually, was the call. Everyone else able to respond quickly. Benefield's in, Dyson is in. Most of the leaders starting to come down now.
21 actually slid through his pit stall when he came down. Remember that, folks, just for later. But yeah, 3 cars come down. That puts Vroman still in the lead, but Anderson moves up to second and Hoytsma in the third. We're at 65 laps. This is at the cusp of as far as you can go on a pit cycle. These guys are starting to get to the point where you expect them to come down. Yep, right here. You see the 5 car. Anderson's coming in.
Anderson in. From Vroom in as well for service.
Tyler Hunter's on pit road as well.
DeCiani's just ducked down pit road also. You see all the names popping up. Benefield finishing up service. So this, we'll see Lucas Hoytsma be one of the final cars left on track with Duggar, Dustin Hall, Jason S. Taylor. Everybody else has already finished service.
Patrick Gitter right now looks to be the eventual leader when this thing all cycles through.
Yeah, that's a big if, though. Remember, he had to slide through. If anything, it's Conklin that would have it. Remember, with the undercut, as much as 10 laps on everybody else.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah, Conklin. Yeah, he went a lot earlier than everybody else.
Yeah, he has 4 seconds up the road from everybody else on the same strategies that we just seen for the peel downs. This is a big gamble.
Yeah, but Dustin Hall's got the lead right now. That's actually really... He's staying out there. He's been out there for 67 laps, way longer than anybody else. I mean, and he's staying out again. He's going to stay another lap, 68 laps. That's kind of changed the mindset. I thought the max you could probably go was 64. No, he was saving the entire time.
Yeah, he's in a spot where he's just hoping for a caution flag right here, right now, because if there was a caution flag, this would end up hitting at least a couple cars down. Dustin Hall will come this time through. So this should close this chapter of the window for a couple. Jason S. Taylor would be one of the final drivers likely on the extension because he's about to take the lead. Gossett also hoping for a caution, so he remains in the lead lap. There goes Hall. Might have been close to speeding at the cone. Meatball, he blew the tire.
I guess we know what the limit is right there now.
There's Jason S. Taylor, who, remember, for Black Flag, was able to get that advantage with Daytona. We've seen with the team wave earlier in the season. His car is destroyed. Back bumper damage, front bumper damage, right front damage, all over the race car. Caution dance is on here. He is only 9 seconds ahead of Conklin.
Not to mention, he won in Daytona, so he already has a win on the year. I mean, that car leading the race again in a different scenario for sure. But Conklin with the lead, I don't know if he's going to be able to hang on to it for long. Patrick Gitter, can we pull up that chart to see the distance between Conklin and Gitter over the course of time, just to see what that gap looks like? It might take a second, but we'll get that up for us here shortly.
It's only 3 seconds. That's the distance right now. Gitter is running 0.2 quicker than Conklin. Hutchinson also just let Robert Miller on through. Joseph Galata next in line with a bit fresher tires. Keep in mind, similar strategy from Hutchinson originally. There's that deficit you're talking about. 0.2 a lap on average. Obviously, if that keeps up, Gitter can get there, but that doesn't factor in once you get to that equalization point of where the 9/10 come into play. That might be the one thing Conklin's hoping for, is that the gap isn't going to close up in time for that cliff point.
Well, let's take a look at this lap, see how it looks this time. It is 0.4 of a second. Holy cow, huge gains for Patrick Gitter that time. He's gaining a lot of ground on Conklin that time by.
I'd like to argue that Robert Miller's got a better shot possibly, Kirk, because he's even quicker. Last time through, he was 0.3 quicker than Gitter was.
It's going to be close battle there, but this is just to close the gap to the current leader, Conklin. Then once they get there, Miller will most certainly be battling Gitter for the win, I think.
Now, this will be for these drivers just the simple fact of, can you keep it stable? Can you know when to hold them or fold them? Here comes Galata.
Take a look up, if you can, on the camera at the gap that we have right now. If we go up to Conklin real quick in the 58 car, you see right here, you're going to look back, you're going to see that lap car immediately behind. That's Dustin Hall. He's going to be faster than the leader because he has fresher tires. But you can look further back, and you see those 2 cars off in the distance. Let's wait for Dustin to get by. There we go. And now if you look back in the distance, this is on the front bumper of second place Patrick Gitter. You can see that blue car up there. That is the ground he has to make up. That's what 2 seconds looks like, 2.3 seconds. Over the course of this run, it is going to be easier for Patrick to be able to catch him. Now, knowing that the 1 car, Dustin Hall, just got by him, not much of a gain that lap, though, for Patrick Gitter. A little bit of a maintain.
Yeah, not too much of a close up there, but that's, I think, in part because Miller's about to try and pass him here.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of a bobble for some drivers down the back straight away. That was Dyson, or Basin should say. Still side by side now for second. As said, Miller is now the car you have to watch for because he made the pass, and now he looks to close a 2.4 second deficit.
Man, can Robert Miller get this done? He's got to chase down Conklin. Let's see if we can update that graphic to, instead of Gitter's name, let's see if we can't put Robert Miller's name on that graphic with Conklin. There we go. That will do a lot better. 0.2 a second a lap. I think that 15 is going to have a good shot. We'll see what he's able to do. But then again, Conklin's getting some help because he's got some lap cars up in front of him that's giving him some draft. So it's actually kind of a benefit for him. And he's got a teammate, Tommy Gossett, in the 8 car, who is right behind him and most certainly will be right around Robert Miller here shortly. Keep in mind, this gap is a long way to go, and it's 32 laps, a long way to go to the finish in this thing, but anything can happen.
We know in this series, these types of hard charges can happen a fair bit with a lot of these late race resurgences. Let's find out how this goes. Dylan Basin, by the way, just come down pit road. He is right now 32nd. Looks like he may be peeling on down with more damage issues. Outside of that, one of the longest runs of the day, by the way, a full green flag cycle, plus near halfway through, or a third of the way through at least, this cycle here. These drivers have been put through a test here in Stage 3 after some of the attrition that popped up in Stages 1 and 2.
It's now under 2 seconds gap between Conklin and Miller, but you're right. One thing that is just absolutely true is that this is the longest green flag run of the race, no doubt about it. And I like seeing it. This is exactly why we have the full length cup challenge. We're here to try and run full distance. And I'd kill to have stages not be cautions, so we could have opportunities for more of this to happen one of these days. Right now, you can see right here, Vroman making moves on Hutchinson down to the inside. Vroman, he has 14 lap-old tires. He has the freshest tires out of anybody in the top 6. But he still has a lot farther to go to catch up to the back bumper of these guys. You see Benefiel, he's one of the best at saving tires. He's also on a very similar stint. And he has a good shot to catch back up to him too. But I don't see that gap being closed in 29 laps for these guys. I think that gap, that Conklin coming down early, might have been the best decision for him. But I don't know if it's going to be enough, as the lead is now down to 1 second. Take a look up front. That gap's getting smaller and smaller every single second.
Driven away right now, Robert Miller, a couple-time winner last season, looking to try and get his first win of the season. So far this season, we've had 4 different winners in 4 points-paying races. Will that continue the trend, or can Conklin become the first back-to-back winner of 2026? Benefiel wants those trying to battle Vroman, who, remember, was in the conversation earlier. Right now, Benefiel really trying to figure out a way to get around. We know that Vroom had the speed earlier, just didn't have the track position, obviously, at the end of this one, it seems.
Track position is everything, and it's just getting closer and closer. These guys are gaining, but not enough to where I think they'll catch Miller or Gitter. Gitter's at the point now where I think he's kind of at a... It's going to be hard to catch even Miller at that point for Patrick Gitter. So, Robert Miller, sitting right around a second, maintaining the gap that time by, but he's under a second. Once he gets into that draft, right here, the 15 car, he's actually being aero blocked by the teammate of the 58 up front right here. The 8 car, Tommy Gossett, is aero blocking.
Oh boy, this could be a conversation point for the motor coach. Yeah, right across the line goes the 8.
He's helping his teammate. And now here comes the 84, another teammate. They're both a lap down.
Fresh tires, though, for Bason's case. He'll fly on by, no issue. And now you see Miller. I think he's trying to back up a little bit, try and get a little bit of reprieve from the dirty air from the 8 before he makes a charge up once again.
That gap is going to keep going down and down and down. 23 laps, 23 and a half laps to go. When they cross the stripe, it'll be 23 to go. Once we mentioned the 8 car was doing that, he went up and out of the way, and he got out of the way. So 8 car now lets him through after that. But a little bit of hard, aggressive driving, trying to hold the 15 back, got him through, and now all he needs to do is see if he can catch Conklin. We'll see if he has the tire to do it, and if he has the car to be able to do it.
He's up by 6/10. Gossett knocks the wall down. Jason S. Taylor also passed by for position behind him. Down to about 6/10. Now down to under 6/10, in fact, for the roll. Miller chipping away bit by bit. 22 laps to go here from Vegas.
Now, whether or not Miller is going to catch Conklin, it's not if, it's when. He's in the draft now. It's going to benefit him down the straights. It's going to hurt him in the corners. But it's going to be enough to where I think he's going to get there, because also the 58's dealing with lap traffic aero problems. So it's not just clean air for that 58. He has to navigate lappers like that. He did not get a good exit because of a lapper there. DeCiani battling hard with him for that spot. DeCiani's going to let him go. And now the 15 of Robert Miller is trying to chase him back down. Conklin's trying to get 2 race wins in a row with 20 laps to go when they cross the stripe. 15's trying to get their first win of the year.
Here we go. A little bit better every entry. Conklin taking a half a lane up, running about below the second dots around parts of the corners here. 3/10 now the distance, under 20 laps to go. And here's the risk now for him. He's got Kleinman, Komacheski, and a couple others they may reach in the midst of this fight. Miller needs to get that done before they get to a hornet's nest of traffic.
I think he's going to get there. He's there. No doubt about it. This is going to be his chance. He's got to find a way around. But remember, once they're side by side, that might open the door for third and fourth to actually gain enough ground to catch back up. You never know what these battles will look like, but this is what it's all about. Coming down to the end of these races, top two under a blanket, and it's time to see who's going to come out on top.
Slip and slide a little bit off the corner. Conklin tries to keep it in front. Miller closes up on the chip away. This time they match lines up to the middle line. They blend down the same line. Doesn't matter for Miller. Here comes Miller. Conklin tries to block. Conklin with a contact. Here comes Miller.
Side by side for the lead in the turn 1 and 2. Bottom, Robert Miller. He's been trying to chase him down. He got there. He's at the door. He's at the bumper. He is clear to the wall. New leader, Robert Miller, trying to run away with this thing. He's got 18 laps to hang on to it.
Robert Miller put in the work all night long to get to this spot. Now 23 laps led will add to that total. Conklin once again in position for another second place race this season. He's had a couple of them on the campaign for Ryko. With under 17 laps to go, keep in mind, with all this being said, Gitter has an opportunity maybe to take away second also, because he's chipping away the gap again.
Yeah, I think Gitter's going to get to Conklin. That's still going to happen, but I don't know if Gitter is going to be able to make it to Miller. It's a little too big of a gap, I think, to be able to catch him. He needs to gain about a tenth a lap to be able to get there, and he has to make quick work of Conklin to make that work too, which is going to be difficult. So now Robert Miller is just hoping clean and green to the end, no problems, just coast and drive, no mistakes, and he might have a shot at taking home the trophy.
Lots of good opportunities for points on the line for the front runners. Gitter. Remember, we talked about a quiet start. First couple stages stayed pretty quiet, then got loud with track position. Maintain track position. It shows if you give the Fortress cards an opportunity, they will pounce. Right now, Gitter is within about 7/10 or so of Conklin on the chip away with no major traffic in between, but less than 15 laps to go. By the way, also in the top 5 are Dyson and Vroom as we close things out in this one. Delaney's dropped all the way down to 10th in the midst of his fight with Hoytsma.
You know, I do want to give credit where credit is due. Sean Conklin, by far, is one of those drivers that is just... And he's a rookie to this series, but he's been in iRacing and multiple of these big events so many times. He's well known. But the thing is what's new this year from FLCC versus last year is the Ryko guys. A lot more Ryko guys started to come and race towards the tail end of last season, and now they're all trying to compete as well. Again, this season, more drivers from their house team coming on over. And I think that's something to keep in mind. I'm trying to look through the field for rookies, and the only ones I could see in the top 20 are the two Ryko guys, Sean Conklin and Alan Duggar. Even though that they're not rookies in terms of the iRacing, they're rookies to this series. They have the rookie stickers on the bumper. And that means that everybody else is, like, you know, they're used to running where they are. It's hard to do well as a rookie. But these two guys, they have the experience. They're talented. But Conklin, currently running second, is about to be under fire from Patrick Gitter. But still give him some credit. What a run for that 58 car. Had speed, but in the wrong spot and in the wrong time for a lot of the crashes there, Justin. He was involved in so many of those crashes that really slowed him up and might cause some issues. But remember, we still got a long way to go. 11 laps to get to the end of this thing.
See, Gitter Amunzo's going to wrap the top of the racetrack. 11 laps to work with to get to Conklin and make the move at the very least. Gap is running away from compared to Miller at the moment at this point of the race. But right now, Gitter looks dialed up. Had to take a lift with this dirty air coming up with Conklin moving up the racetrack. They have Tanner Marti now up the racetrack for traffic along with Kleinman to deal with. Now both of them take the top.
Now, whether or not he's able to make this pass, I think, is a matter of time. It's just going to happen, I think, unless 58 pulls something off miraculous. But, again, Gitter, he's kind of had a day. He was spinning in the grass earlier today. He saved the car, kept it going, and now he's running top three, moving on for second, down to the bottom in 3 and 4. What a recovery for the 21.
Here he goes, up for P2. Side by side they go, less than 10 laps to go in the Blackjack 400. Gitter, a little bit deeper in on throttle. Conklin getting the squeeze on, trying to force Gitter to lift. Keeps even instead. Conklin bonks the wall. Now Gitter just needs to go for a deeper send. Doesn't want to do it yet. Instead, he tries to push the 58 up the track in terms of his preferred line. Gitter has his. Gitter has the spot.
Now watch the under-over move here. That 58 might have a run. No, he does not choose to go with it. So that will do it. I think Gitter's going to move up to second, but I don't think he's got enough time to catch Miller. I think this is pretty much set in stone. This top three looks pretty dang good, and I don't see Dyson catching up to the back bumper of Conklin either. But another top 5 run for Dyson. My gosh, that 41 car. He's got some good speed in that car, and I think he's going to be another. And this is another year where we might see him going for a championship, no doubt about it.
There is an opportunity here indeed for him with the way things are shaping up. But right now, one of the tough things for Gitter at the very least, no lead laps to his credit. A bit of a surprise with some of the speed. By the way, fastest lap, if you're curious on how things go from that point, Drill is still the one with the fastest lap overall when there was some cloud cover at 29.205. No one else has been close with how things have shaped up late. Final few laps here from Vegas, 6 to go.
I mean, what a run. This is what we love to see. This is what racing ends up being the longer you let it go green, and that's the way I like seeing it. You start seeing the cream rise to the top, but remember, this ain't over yet. Oh my golly gracious. Hoytsma got up into the outside wall. Keep an eye all around because this ain't over. There's little packs of drivers going kind of crazy right now, trying to get all they can get. Dyson trying to hang on to position, but Benefield moves on past. So now this is the closest battle we have on track for position. It is for that 4th place spot. You see the 83 of Benefield got by Dyson. Now he's trying to catch up to the back bumper of Conklin if he can. He might catch Conklin actually, it looks like.
Yeah, there's a great chance for that here. Here comes Benefield. He looks to take away a podium. The Conti machine looks to make the pass with only a few laps to go. 4 to go. Door to door they work. Dyson also hounds them. Conklin slipping back into the heart of the Hornet's nest. There goes Conklin's speed. He slides up. There goes the 97 also.
Yeah, that car unfortunately just is in a bad position. He's got old tires, really old tires, and it's starting to show. He held on as long as he could, but now he's going to start dropping back. He's almost outside the top 8. He most certainly will be here shortly. So, I hate to see it. He had a good shot here. He had one of the fastest cars, too. He just had bad circumstances affect him. But look at that. Hoytsma sliding down into the corner. Dyson's going to try and under-over move on him. Back down to the bottom. So we're coming to get 2 laps to go when they cross the stripe.
Coming up to a couple laps to go with Miller leading by 3 seconds here from Las Vegas. The set is on for Dyson with Lucas Hoytsma still battling out amongst the top 5 for the 4th position. The 97 gets the squeeze on. Can Dyson get one more point to his credit? Miller of note up at the front, scraped the wall, but we're coming up to the white flag this time by Kirk.
Here we go. Again, this is it. This is what we're all talking about. Robert Miller, he won late in the year last year. This year, he's looking to get it done early. Coming to the white flag, 1 lap to go, and he's got it in the bag.
Final time around for Robert Miller last season. It was the battle of speed and keeping it clean. He eventually found victory lane. This season, it's been boom or bust as well on speed, but tonight, he doesn't have to wait the whole season. Doesn't have to wait to the postseason to make it a victory lane. The Blackjack 400 comes to a close. It's Robert Miller who takes it at Vegas.
All right. Take a look at that. Crossing the stripe, Robert Miller getting the dang win. That's dang cool. I can't wait to hear from him. I hope he's doing pretty good in that car. No doubt about it. He's probably real psyched.
Very good run at the very end. Led 41 laps, much of those coming in stage 3.
Oh, and he was up front all day, Justin. He was in that top 5 group all day from the beginning to the end. There was comers and goers, but he was the one that just stayed the entire time.
And Robert Miller gets to celebrate first win of the season as well on the team side of things for the short little occasional winners. Miller looks to try and take the occasional, put a marker to it.
Well, take a look right here. Stopping on the front stretch. Is he going to do a burnout? No, he just parks the car. No burnout. Sad. Let's see it. Come on, man. Hit that gas. Do something. I'm hoping. There we go. There you go. That's right. There you go. Burn him down. There you go. Way to go, pal.
Robert Miller, 3rd win in the FLCC. Your 5th different winner in 5 races in 2026. You're in the FLCC.
How long is he going to hold it, Justin?
I think the motor's about to give up. Let's take a look at the unofficial race results as he did finish that flick spin. Miller, Gitter, and Benefield will speak with us in post-race in a few moments. Hoytsma, Dyson in the top 5. Then Nicholas Roman fell down to 6th, with Paul Hill recovering after he slid out of the top 10 for parts of this race. He finishes off in 7th on the long run. Also moving up late, Jonathan Delaney in 8th. Look who slipped into the top 10 in the final moments with how things plundered down the order with Conklin. Pearson and Anderson, Bobby Anderson, do get top 10s.
Didn't talk about them much at all. Good point. But Galata, Conklin, Hutchinson, these guys were up front early in the race. Didn't quite have it at the end. Fall back outside the top 10. Johnny Avila comes back to get 14th. Honestly, best probably we could have seen out of that. Not bad. Jun Salim, I gotta tell you, that 67, he's getting better and better he's one of those guys I think is going to be fun to watch all year, no doubt about it. Alan Duggar, 16th. And then you got Paul Gallimore in 17th, 18th, Alex Murray, 19th fastest lap, Hunter Truel, and then Tyler Hunter gets 20th.
21st goes to Kevin Zosiak with Stephen Williams down in 22nd. Tim Madero's in 23rd with Dustin Hall the last of the lead lap in 24th spot today. Dave Hoytsma was a part of the field in the Maconi setup shop machine. He finished 25th. Rich Kleinman down in 26th. Jason S. Taylor finished down in 27th. Tanner Marti finished in 28th with Tommy Gossett the first 2 down in 29th. And Nolan Hodgson had several hits at one point. He finished 3 laps down in 30th.
DeCiani, Hastings, Kulmacheski, Napier, Owens, Dylan Basin, Cody B. Johnson I thought Cody B. Johnson was going to have a shot here for the win, but falls back outside the top 30. Sean Anderson, also really good shots. I really thought both of them were doing great at the beginning of the race. Fell out. Then Evan Mesnar, Derek Heitman round out your 40th place finishers.
41st went to Cody Porter, well down the order with Ryan Van Henschel. And then Bryce Reiner, he ended up not even getting the start tonight because he crashed on the pace laps with the screen freeze. But tonight goes the way of one Robert Miller. Robert is able to come away with his 3rd win in the FLCC. You blew the motor after the race. Don't have any incidents tonight. You have the speed to win, Robert. How are you feeling? Your first win comes early in 2026.
Well, this is my first full distance race with a direct ride wheel. I'm bloody tired, to quote a British guy.
That's interesting. I thought you would have that at that point with some of the teams you've ran for, but how was the difference of that compared to your previous wheel?
It's just more feedback. That's really all it is, more accurate feedback. Like I had a good wheel beforehand, it just gave out on me. And I was like, well, I have the money, I have time, so why not get a direct ride wheel now? So, first race with it.
Well, it definitely worked out for you here. Now the question is, can you get your team more momentum to take one of the parts of that name, the short little occasional winners, and take the occasional part of it out?
We like to sell ourselves short, you know. Oh, my engine just blew in my ear. That scared me to death. Lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
Eagle. That's all I could say. Okay. So on that note, you're who do you want to thank for the run tonight, Robert?
Let me think here. Altus. Altanda, now is what we're calling ourselves now. They put together some fast cars, and they helped me out this week trying to figure out the new build. It definitely did a lot of things to the car with the tire, as far as tire model is concerned. It definitely changed some stuff. So they definitely helped me put the work in this week, and we figured some stuff out, and it's showing. It's pretty good.
I'm sorry, did you say Altanda?
Altanda, Coanda, and Altus.
Oh. So congratulations, I guess, in your merger that you just announced. Congratulations on the win.
I wouldn't say we're merged, but, it's just a joke we have in our team.
Gotcha. Congratulations on the run, Robert.
Thank you.
Robert Miller gets it done in. For those in the context, Kirk, having Coanda Speed usually has connections with eNASCAR and some NASCAR pipeline with some of the champions. That would help get you some speed here. Patrick Gitter had some speed for himself. He's with you.
Patrick Gitter, Kirk Mills in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, you got yourself a second place finish today. Thought you had a good shot there at the end. Just guy had fresher tires, went by you. Got to ask you, Patrick, man. We saw you get in a little bit of a tussle with that 8 car a little bit. I got to ask you first, how'd your race go? Did you have fun? And then tell me about that whole situation, because I've been curious about that all race.
Yeah, man. I mean, race was good. We knew that our short run probably wasn't going to be the best. And we just knew that if we got long enough runs, our car was going to be really strong. And we got quite a few longer runs that race, 40, 50, 55 laps. So, I mean, we would lose a few spots early and we'd pick them back up. Overall, I mean, really happy with our car. I mean, Robert had obviously the car, the car of the race. He was flying at the end, but I'm happy with our car. I'm happy anytime I can get a podium in this league. The competition is incredibly tough. You have influence from some of the Coke teams, so it's a win just to be up here on the podium. So, but I mean, the part two to your question, I don't know, man. I mean, he's done stuff in so many races now. I don't know how he's still here. Had a deal with him last week. Got blocked twice down the front stretch. Threw a terrible slider into 3 and 4. I was turning down to avoid him. He didn't clear up to the wall. He just came back down in front of me and wrecked us. So I don't know what his deal is, and then I'm pretty sure he was trying to hold me up there at the end when he was a lap down. So I don't know what his problem is.
Well, 10-4. Good to hear your side of the story there, Patrick. Got to tell you, man, it's always fun watching you race. I remember you won Daytona in the last year, and it's something that I could always remember right off the top of my head. It was my first race I ever did, and I got to say, man, it was fun watching you out there getting second. I'm happy for you. Anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Shout out to you guys in the booth for calling the league, Bryson and Bobby for organizing the league each week and doing a good job with race control. Bryson did a great job doing race control tonight. We had that caution, around the end of stage 2 where it kind of jacked up the order a little bit, so they got that under control. So shout out to them. Matt and Derek being great teammates, put together a fantastic car. Matt really did a good job this week with this piece. That's about it. So I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Patrick. Wish you best of luck next week at Darlington.
Yes, sir.
Back to you, Justin.
Interesting conversation with Patrick Gitter. Adam Benefield gets himself a top 3 run in the very end tonight. Adam, how would you describe your speed here tonight as you seem to get better and better as the night went on?
Yeah, it was a good night, good points night. Team points wise, it was a good night. Overall, it's pretty good. Weather that's what me and Robert were sitting there talking about. The weather kind of threw us for a loop. Wind was blowing a different direction, and it kind of just changed, everything really. I Yeah, I don't know. It took us a minute to get the car to where it would drive, the way that I was looking, the balance that I was looking for. And once we got in the ballpark, it was, you kind of seen it. I mean, all the Team Conti cars kind of rose to the front and, was able to put together a good night.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of those drivers shine brightly at the end. Interesting enough, you also got third for the second straight day in a row on top of things on your charge. Now, as well, over the course of that, how tricky was it in terms of the planning process to get yourself in the right strategy, especially after a lot of the attrition made it a little bit more tricky to get a sense of things for today until this third stage got rolling?
Yeah, I did finish third last night, didn't I? And I think it was I beat Lucas for third right at the end of the race, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. So he sucks. I'm better than him. No. I don't know. I kind of feel like it was like every time a caution come out, it was like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. With the pits, the first one was kind of just to save a set, because we only ran the 80 laps. You don't really know how the race is going to go after the first caution, if it's just going to breed more. So, and then the second one there, we were kind of going to pull the same deal, but the Cody, I think something, I don't even know what happened, but they got tangled up there at the front, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, we made the right clicks. It wasn't enough clicks, and we used common sense, and we finished top 3.
Well, on that note, it's going to be a very wild one next time, because different package to last year for Darlington Raceway, one of your favorites. How do you feel about high horsepower at Darlington again?
I love high horsepower. It gets all the squirrels out of the freaking way. So maybe that'll, it'll be a good race and whatnot. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Anyone you want to give a shout out to here tonight?
Yeah, I've got to give a shout out, honestly, to all the Team Conti guys. Like, man, tonight was like it was legit a team effort. Dustin, Vroman, Dyson, myself, we had Pete. Everybody was really working together. Hastings had some unfortunate internet problems, but we were, I'm not gonna lie, like we were out in left field. The weather threw us for such a bad loop. Like I don't think we were top 10, at least 83 wasn't. The other two were pretty good, but we all kind of worked together there and put our heads together and made adjustments that really ended up working out for both cars. Even with Roman being with it on a different setup than us, it worked out. And we pulled together like you would, and it shows that we got the right group to go after the team points, and consistency wins championships in both driver and team. So shout out to all those guys. We're not here to play the gimmick games and aero block and dive bomb it from 3 cars back and park it on other people's noses. That's just straight up horse crap freaking racing. That's not racing at all. So we're trying to do stuff the right way, and I hope everybody out there watching, all the viewers that y'all are broadcasting to, can see that and see through the BS and see that we're trying to do it the right way.
Well, on that note, thank you very much for the time, Adam. Congratulations on the podium.
Yep, no problem.
Obviously, temper's a bit flaring here, Kirk, as we like to think the top 3 for Speaker Lunch during post-race coverage here on Maconi Entertainment. Thoughts on tonight, as looks like a couple drivers have things pop up here, let's say that way.
I love when we got ourselves some beef. That's the number one thing I got to see out of tonight. There's going to be a little bit of a rivalry there. I think you can get the gist it's going to happen over the course of the season, but I like to look at those short tracks because that's where most of that stuff ever gets, like payback ever happens. It's always on the short tracks. Keep an eye on it. But tonight, It was fun. We had a wreck fast in the middle. We had a long run at the beginning and a very long run at the end. But I gotta say, I mean, what a hell of a run for Robert Miller to be able to take away the win and get it done. It was fun to watch here in the Blackjack 400 for the Full Length Cup Challenge on Maconi Entertainment. That's where it's at, pal.
An interesting night to say the very least. Our next time out, remember, Darlington Raceway is going to be the subject of where we'll race for the Nostalgia 400. Be sure to tune in next week. That will be on March the 21st. That coverage will start at approximately 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time here on Maconi Entertainment. But it's time to say goodbye for everyone here at Maconi Entertainment. For our producer and Howie Burrows, for my co-announcer Kirk Mills, I'm Justin Prince saying so long. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Also, be sure to follow along with the social media pages for Maconi Entertainment to keep an eye on when your next favorite race comes on the air. Once again, it's time to say goodnight.